Warning. The following stream contains references to graphic violence, sexual themes, and coarse language, and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello everybody! Welcome to Crimson Conquest, Secrets of the Bloodbright Bastion. I'm Drew. Hi, I just hit mute on my mic. I'm your humble DM for the evening. Wow, hello. These are the beautiful cast. Look at them, basking in their sunglasses glory. Wow. So this is episode 2. I'm glad you can make it. And you know what? I've got a little special message. You ready? Hi. Thanks for hanging out with us. You're great. Mwah. Beautiful. Hey, we got stuff to shill today. What do we got? What do we got? Anybody? I know we just talked about this. I don't remember.
Yes. Hello. This is a brief show. This is in a nice, soft tone, so do not take this as threatening. But if you do not act on these, you may feel threatened, but don't actually feel threatened. Feel what you want to feel. But there is an amazing person here who is a game master. Master of games, your humble dungeon daddy. And he could be yours to run a game for you. Don't think into that too much. If you go to startplaying.games/gm/dicey encounters, you could play at his table. You don't have to, but you want to. You feel it deep in your bones. This is not vampire hypnotism. No, it is vampire hypnotism. Start playing. Oh, I'm messing up the link with the voice. No, light hit me and I died. That's it. Start playing.games/gm/dice encounters.
Woo!
There's also a second amazing dungeon master at our table
There is.
who is also available on startplaying.games.
Actually, right here.
/GM/Veller.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh!
Nope. That's not the link, bud.
Reversing it. Uh-oh.
It's true. I am available, but I'm currently not available for private bookings. So, if you want a private booking, there's someone else at this table. Startplaying.games/gm/cheekyboy.
I love it. Look at that. Look at that Giga Chat over there. I love it.
Once again, you are not being hypnotized by my chin. Vlad.
I would also like to thank the Academy and Ribonata for making a video and talking about us over here. So if you came from Ribonata's channel, hey, welcome. Hi. You probably remember me and Jakey from like Red Wagon Inn. Thank you, Academy. I think the music's about to start to cut me off. Here we go. All right. Okay. So,
I was just gonna keep letting it going, but no.
When we streamed last Saturday before last, I know what days are. Jakey.
Do you?
No, I don't. Jakey, you got 7 inspiration points from chat.
Nom.
Rin, you got 5. Watch out. Jane and Caitlin, you got 3, and Ian, you got 4, and your boy somehow managed to get 6. So we got inspo points for everybody. Make sure you use them or don't. Save them up. Get 10 inspo points. Something crazy might happen. You might get blood points. Who knows? Not me. But without further ado, let's roll for some recap. Anybody want to roll for recap? First roll for recap of this campaign.
Oh God, I want to roll for recap so bad, specifically because I want to do a Hosta recap.
It's very dark in my room. I can't read what that says. Okay.
Double check.
No, you betrayed me. 16. Everybody roll lower than 16 or you're not my friends. I'm just kidding. You'll always be my
You
friend.
mean higher than 16?
Yes, everybody roll higher than 16. Wow, I'm already in character. It's incredible.
Yes, we are rolling a d20.
I did roll.
You know, I'll do it on D&D Beyond so everyone can see. Then it adds legitimacy, and I'm not re-rolling because I just want to re-roll. That's a 3 on D&D Beyond.
All right. So we got a 3 for Jakey. Jane, what did you get?
I lied about the 16.
Got a 4.
All right. Ren,
18.
Caitlin,
8.
and Ian.
I also have an 8, but there's a 1 in it, so I'm actually on the 18 side here, so I'd be quitting somehow.
And I got a 6, which means Jakey, you get to recap for us.
Okay. Previously on Crimson Conquest. So I was standing in a room with lots of people making noises, and they had long syrup strands put in their mouth. It was like watching them eat paschetti, but then they got really sick. But then they were better, and now they're better vampires like me. Hoster. Hoster am one of best vampires, but they am going to be very good vampires. We've got all of my favorite people to be around. We've got Maeve, who thank God I can say their name, Bird or Rice. We've got Moore, and of course, we've got Ash. And then, well, me. So that's 5 vampires. I can count, this is great. But we were tasked by Mother Kadira to go and get some food. So then we went through the blood stalks, and everybody got a little bit of a contact high on the blood stalks, because it's addictive when you're like a newborn vampire, you know, tasting the sauce, but it's not even the real stuff, so this is gonna go way worse for them. After that, then we made our way over to like a little sneaking thing. I roared really loud because I really don't afraid of anything. It's kind of my thing. And then it ran away, and Bird was really scared of it. And I'm like, Bird, come on, look at me. I don't think Bird looked at me though. Anyway, so we crossed the bridge, and across the bridge was some lights. And then everybody started talking about caravans and something about how we gotta get people, and then I did some more math, which just that did me in for the day. But now there's light, cause Rice pointed out that someone used daylight spell, and daylight spell is not great for us, but it's even worse for shadow monsters. And that's what you missed last time.
Wow, amazing. That's an inspo for you.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah.
It was the I really don't afraid of anything. Just incredible, amazing.
It's wonderful. As of this moment of recording, the Ribonator video just went live. So again, if you popped in to watch our stream this Saturday, which would be today when you're watching it, hi, hey there.
Osteram, love you.
Mwah. We love you so much. All right.
I think you're okay.
Yeah. Beautiful recap. We love to see it. It's great. And yeah, let's get into this. And you know what? For the first time ever, we're going over to the battle map. Okay, good. I still have everything saved the way it should be. As we can see on the screen, or at least most of us can, there is the battle map. You are out in the barren waste. There are dead trees everywhere. The group had just seen this group of 3 people taking these arcane spells and casting the daylight spell. When they did, they heard a bunch of shrieks from around there. Apparently the vampire group isn't the only one that had the similar idea of ambushing. So we begin. Ahead of you, you see a caravan with 2 horses, and in the center of the light there are 3 people. There is 2 humans and 1 Aarakocra, and around them you would be able to see there are shadows moving around, trying to dart away from the light, as well as what appears to be a larger shadow, this one more demonic looking.
When you say larger, like comparatively, because these shadows, I'm assuming they're about like medium height, human height-ish, like 5 to 6 feet ish.
Yep.
How big is like a larger shadow?
I'd say closer to about 10 foot tall.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a big one.
That's a big boy.
That is a big boy. But yes, you are all stealthed up, and I believe we should go ahead and roll for a stealth check for everybody.
Yeah. Ooh. Let's go, Hoster.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So last time on Dragon Ball Z, I cast Shadow Puppet
Yes.
to give myself a little bit of protection from this light, but also to kind of hide a little bit better. So can I have advantage on my stealth check?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Hoster's still doing with I rolled a 24, so I'm still doing that big blanket thing I described before, where Hoster's laying down. He's got his little eyes popped out and it's just going against the ground.
It's the noise for me. I got advantage and I rolled the same number on both die. So
Incredible.
you know, it was meant to be.
But hey, 19's a 19.
Yeah, okay, not complaining.
Morgrid, Maeve, Rice, what we got?
I roll a 10, but then I have an 8 modifier, so 18.
18. Perfect.
That's
I
pretty
got
good.
a 7.
I want to argue something really quick. Beckoning back to when we wrapped up last time, I was very quick to dive out of the way when I was seeing there being this daylight being cast. So I've been trying my darnest to stay as out of the way as possible. Is there a chance, like a smallest type of chance, I could also have advantage for the initial roll of seeing this incantation happening for the daylight?
Absolutely. I mean, you did jump out of the way, so you saw it coming, gave a little jump.
It definitely beats the 3 I'd rolled initially, so that's 15.
Okay, perfect.
If seeing Maeve's like kind of because we established I was beside Maeve because Maeve is trying to actively aggravate Hoster via key phrases. Is there any chance I could give myself disadvantage to give Maeve potentially like a reroll, or if I could roll again, or would my stealth be enough to like help Maeve out?
So I will say I do group stealth, so it kind of averages.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
So yeah. So even if like everybody got like an
Sick.
18 except for one person, the group is still
balances
pretty,
out.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Pretty stealth.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is
So,
Hoster is Hoster the sneakiest? Oh my god, I am.
Are you?
as of right now?
Ma-
Yeah,
Maeve,
but Huss is like
stepped
this
in
on the
Hoster's
floor,
shoes.
like, yeah.
Literally
absolutely.
a puddle right now.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Alright.
Maeve wasn't sneaky, because she stepped on Hoster's puddle and was like, ew, gross!
That's not very nice.
You're on my shoe.
Jakey, could we get the noise
Maybe.
again, please?
Also, maybe your shoe is on me.
That's valid.
No,
That's a fair
I'm
point.
a lady.
Who's
You're
that
in
shit?
my way.
Hoster just like head pops out. The fuck has that got to do with anything? But Hoster doesn't say that.
Incredible. Are we all positioned on the map where we would like to be?
Yes.
I feel like Morgarid needs to move.
Morgan's just off in the background.
It looks
Morgan's
like I'm
like,
right
"Oh."
next to all of y'all.
Hoster will move.
There you are.
Cause yeah, we've got a little guys. Hoster's gonna try and move to that tree in front of Astrofel, the like larger one, just so I'm like still behind cover, but just so I'm a little closer, so I can see around. Cause yeah, that looks like big enough that I'd be able to still be around that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was picturing myself kind of like hiding behind a tree too, so I might move over that direction as
Oh.
well.
I will move you on over by Aster. Bloop. Hidden behind a tree. Amazing. As you all see this, the daylight spell is still going on. These shadows around are moving out of the way and trying to actively hide behind these trees as they go. And this group of people that you see by the caravan are kind of like huddling up on each other, trying to stay within distance of their daylight spell.
Does now that Morgan and I have moved forward, Hoster's not necessarily the brightest bulb in the janitor's closet, but Hoster is pretty good at pointing out light bulbs. Does this source of daylight look like it's coming from a person that cast it or an object?
It looks like it was cast directly onto the ground at their feet.
And when Rice pointed this out, I'm not even gonna call him by his name. Out of it, let's go. Like this was someone actively did a motion and cast it.
Correct.
Okay, that is. Hoster's gonna whisper to Morgrid, if them can use magic like that, maybe they strong.
Morgrid whispers back, that's what I'm afraid of.
But why big monsters here?
I wish I knew. I don't know. Has something to do with the caravan? Maybe something in the caravan is something that they want?
Ooh. I don't know how you'd rule this. Hoster's a creature of impulse and whatnot. These shadow spawn aren't that far off from probably amount of brain cells Hoster has. Looking at them, like seeing like their whatever expression, demeanor and stuff, could Hoster discern they are going for the people or the caravan? Or if not, could Hoster discern what is more interesting of the two for himself?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight on the shadows. As none of them are actively making their move into the light of the spell, they all seem to be hidden behind the trees.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's a Hoster classic. That's a 2 total. That's a 1.
These shadows, Hoster, they're trying to take your food away.
Oh, I don't like how you worded that. I don't like how you worded that at all. All right, I'll do it. Okay, it's an 18 for the wisdom save. Hoster is going to... Yeah, I'm gonna... People can use daylight or strong, but I don't think Hoster is fully cognizant of that. Hoster's gonna wait to see what his friends are doing, but Hoster looks like he's about to make to the tree on the right and start moving. I guess if we're considering bottom south eastward and cut northeast towards the shadows, because Hoster doesn't want his food to have shadow spawn goop on it. He wants his own goop on it.
That's right. Astrofel, Rias, Maeve, what are we doing?
Does the carriage does it have an open back to it? Like, were we able to see anything as we were approaching initially?
The way the caravan was angled, you wouldn't have been able to see behind. You get a very good side view. It has a small double pane window on the side, and if you look at the back, you have a pretty decent perception on there. You see these 3 barrels filled with these purple lily-like flowers being stored in these barrels. Actually, Maeve, can you roll a nature as you are at a tree with some of these flowers? Same for Morgrid and Hoster, if you think you would be able to.
Yeah, I'll roll it, because if Hoster rolls anything, nope. That's a 9 to make that a 6.
Incredible.
Gray minds think alike. Let's go.
I know
I got
nothing
an 11.
about these.
Question.
Both Morgrid and Hoster's eyes drift apart. Pretty flowers.
So, for Hoster and Morgrid, what are your modifiers for nature?
0.
-3.
All right. So let's have fun with that instead. Morgrid, I'm gonna use Portent on one of my abilities to replace your roll, if you don't mind.
Oh, great. Love it.
You want a 15 instead?
Oh, I'd love that. Thank
Cool.
you.
Okay, I'm marking that off.
Wow.
Oh,
Teamwork.
wizards.
I want to know.
How important must this be?
I don't got a pun. Very.
Morgrid, you look at these flowers at first, and you're like, who the hell these flowers are, and then all out of nowhere, you're just like, wait, I know what these flowers are. I've seen these before. Morgrid, you realize these are death lilies. They are collected. They are used for potions, for like health potions. They are used for revivification and other like resurrection like spells. They are known to grow in the Shadowlands of Daucus.
Is it something that we should take? Or no?
You're not quite sure what kind of value it would have for a vampire, but you know that the living absolutely would use these.
Question: has Morgrid said this out loud? What they are? Because I know someone who's around someone 24/7 who's constantly doing weird sciencey shit.
Oh? Well, then I know what these are. Morgan says aloud.
Question: what kind of role would it be to see if Hoster has seen these before with like Mother Kadira, or if these like has been seen, because like Hoster's been in the Bastion for like a good while and around people who do weird poking things and stuff. So while Hoster's intelligence isn't great, I don't know if it'd be like survival or something, but like, is there any way like Hoster could put 2 and 2 together of like seeing these, or if these mean nothing?
I would say probably more on like I would say either go full wisdom or go history.
Yeah, I'm gonna go full wisdom, not history. So just a flat wisdom check, or okay, that's at least a +1. Ooh, do I want to use an inspo? Yeah, I'll use an inspo.
I was gonna say you have 8.
Oh nope, just kidding. That's another nat 1. Wow. Okay, so I'm down to 7 inspo.
Rolling the save specifically for it, or is it just?
Oh, I did roll wisdom save with a wisdom check is still +1, so it's kind of the same thing.
Anyways, okay.
Yeah, so that's an 8 total.
You know, yeah, you know what? Even with an 8, you've seen these flowers before. Whether or not Mother Kadira is actually using them, you've seen them before in the laboratory.
Okay, so yeah, Hoster's just gonna kind of say like, he's been in Bastion before, not as many in barrels and stuff, but they're used sometimes.
Do you
Could be
think
good
it's
to bring back.
something- Yeah, Mother Kadira would be happy if we brought these back to her.
Food first, but it'd be like extra, like a bonus. Bonus? That's the right word. How many barrels are in the back of that caravan?
Currently at the back of the caravan, there are 3 large, almost wine barrel sized barrels, full of these flowers.
Oh, and they just use the daylight spell. This is for revivification magic. These are holy people. Hoster doesn't know this. Anyway. Oh no. Interesting. Huh.
Speaking of the people, because Astrofel's not really paying attention to the flora. What are they doing? What
They looking like
They seem to be
Hey.
moving a little bit closer towards the caravan and the horses. As one you watch kind of moves closer to the horses, the other two, the Aarakocra and the other human, seem to be staying in the center of that light. Rias, you notice the one that's moving towards the horses is the one that actually casts the daylight spell.
Oh, okay. I want to. I know I don't have an invisible mage hand, but I kind of want to cast that just so I can creep it closer to the horses and maybe unlatch one of them from the carriage. I don't have. I'm having so much fun indecision. I almost said indigestion.
same.
I turn to Astrophel and I quietly speak. The one that cast is the one. I'm gonna say he has that cool red bandana hat. He's the
We
one.
have very different definitions of cool.
It's styles of different. Either way, he's the one who cast. He will be, I think, the one that we want to either avoid or target first. If we're going to be taking these people or trying to do anything about the daylight, this is the person we have to do something to break his concentration. And I have an idea. I say that, and I'm going to grab my staff and start to swirl a little circle on the ground, draw little fake fingers on it, and then stomp it in, and a mage hand comes out of the ground a little bit. And
What does this hand look like as it comes up?
Actually, that's a really fun thing. So the hand is relatively human-sized, but it is a little bit beefier. Maybe the fingers are a little bit longer too. Like the palm itself looks like it's not any sort of different, but the fingers are a little bit thicker, a little bit longer. And the back of it looks like it was actually severed with a piece of bone sticking out, broken through. Raya says it's coming up. He kind of chuckles and says, "Oh, Donley, Donli, Donley." It's for those who want an exact idea. It's essentially a Furbolg's hand that was at some point cut off, and he is modeled since. And it comes out of the ground. It is still very spectral, still very wispy, but it starts to crawl, and it's gonna start to try to stealth over to one of the horses to unlatch from whatever harnesses or carriage or anything. So I'm sure it needs to roll its own stealth, but it's going to try to get on over towards those horses. Can move 30 feet per round.
We are going to we're just gonna add. No, we don't want to add that. Get rid of that. Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's great.
Well, I hated that.
Here we go. The abyssal chicken, a tiny little guy, and we're just gonna. What was that name one more time?
Donli, Donley.
Donley. There we go. Here is a little Donley for you to control.
Cool. All right. I am going to try to stay within 30 feet of it as well, so I need to move over. I think I'm going to try to go behind where Morgrid and Hoster are.
Before you go,
Yes.
Astrophel very, very lightly puts a hand on your arm. And the minute that you kind of register that it's there, it's gone. Question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that probably stopping them is high on the list. I'd rather know what they were doing first. Because this is a strange place to suddenly stop and cast a daylight spell.
what time of day is it? In general, like, is this around the time that they might be trying to set up some sort of camp, or is it known that you should never set up camp out in the world or something like that, or
General knowledge, I would say, for any of you, with the exception of Haster, who was created, and has never lived.
I thought that sentence was going way elsewhere.
But the four of you who have lived outside of the Bloodright Bastion, you've heard tales of the Shadowlands. You never see sunlight there, so it's very hard to tell what time of day it is. But you also know that you shouldn't go out and set up camp in these desolate lands. It's a bad idea. There's lots of terrible monsters and things that live out here, and it's always a chance you might not make it back to wherever you're going to.
So I can see the map now.
Yes.
Yeah. My guess is that they might be just farming these plants on the trees based off the barrels, the trees around us. They're probably just trying to farm these and give themselves as safe of a chance to do so. The sunlight or daylight or whatever the magics, the light must be repelling whatever force that are, I mean, around the corners. Can we see these shadows and all that, like, very clearly in the shadow?
Oh, absolutely. They are moving around. You all have dark vision up to 30 feet, unless you have it with your racial bonus. So you can see in shades of gray in this darkness. It is dim light within 60 feet of this central point. Technically within 120, but actually that's a very good point. Rias, can you do an Arcana on this?
I would love to. That is one of the stats I do love to roll.
So the way you describe that makes it sound like you don't. That's one of the things. Yes, of course. I really love that. I enjoy it so much. I just really love Arcana.
Well, I mean, when you roll a 21, you kind of have to like Arcana. 21 on
La-di-da. I can get above a 20 when rolling anything intelligence related.
You're just over here kicking back with my mage hand holding me up. It can hold me up because I'm very light.
You said it was a 21, correct, on Arcana?
21. Yes.
This daylight spell isn't as strong as it could be. You notice it's casting bright light within 30 feet and dim light out to a range of 60, where normally this spell would be doing a bright light within 60 feet and then an additional dim light for another 60. So there should be about 120 feet worth of light. However, this is only putting out about 60.
Do I know if that's because of the strength of the spell itself, or just in fact of the Shadowlands? Or do I know this at all?
I would say with a 21, you can assume that the Shadowlands are having an effect on this spell.
Okay. So hopefully that means radiant spells will be weakened in this desolate place. Good to know. Okay. I turn back to Astrofeld. That with all these shadows around, they're trying to avoid this. At least these types of magics, radiant, it seems this daylight is weaker than it normally would be. There would be light out to yonder, and he puts his hand out like on the other side of the tree for a second. It's like right here. Pulls it back in. Or exaggeration, but as I say, I turn and I see the shadow that's encroaching from the side that we are at. Are they threatening to us as well, or just those in the light?
You could roll an insight on it.
I would love to do
I was gonna say, the second I see, like, if there is a certain, like, beeline thing, because, yeah, that one creeping up, I think Hoster's just gonna go full ham and run at it.
I'll use this photo, send it to the chat. I have been on the fire these first two. There's nothing more suspicious than having a constant good roll, and it bothers me. And I'm going to be setting up my camera on the side here to show the rolls I do at some point, because I can't be trusted to trust my own rolls as they happen. That's a 20. And that's insight. That is 24.
Was that a natural 20?
Yes.
Okay. With that 24, the shadows that are moving in around you, with that insight, they don't look like they're malicious toward you. However, they have taken note that you are all there. They almost maybe recognize something familiar about you all that's similar to it.
Game recognizes game. I like it.
Yeah, I just turn around and like, sup.
Okay, well if they're not maliciously coming towards like pals, Hoster's not gonna like jump on them. But the second any of them go near them, we're gonna get the old. Actually, wait, I don't even have to do this anymore. I can go give them the claws.
Give him the claw.
Jakey, you missed a really good opportunity there. Because now you can go, "Abwah."
Blah! A vampire attack.
I want to make it so you are dead.
I'm going to suck you dry. Wait, I didn't mean it. Don't make it weird.
Keep your pants on, please. Or don't. It doesn't either way. Either way. So I actually am gonna hold back with the mage hand as the shadows are encroaching further, and I'm actually gonna move over to the side a little bit more, to avoid that. That shadow demon is also getting close. I'm guessing they have eyes on the shadow demon too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would like to shimmy over here a little bit.
Okay.
Because that gives me a clearer line of sight on your man by the caravan. Oh no, he went in the caravan! No, I can't see him! Dang!
That's what the lotion is.
Question. Can I change into one of those shadow people?
Unfortunately not. At least not yet. That could be a possibility in future levels. Going up skill tree stuff. However, as of right now, no.
Okay.
Did you say that the window was on the side or on the back?
It is. It is on the side, so you would have line of sight to a window.
What's that bitch doing?
As you take a look, and I believe, what is your passive perception, or are you gonna make an active perception?
Oh, I'm
on this?
making this is active as all get out. Trust. Okay. You want perception?
Yep.
Oh, I'll give you perception. That
You
is
want
a
more?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
The filthiest of 20s.
It's not the largest window. It's realistically about 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, little square. But as you're looking, he appears to be rummaging through the cart. Occasionally you'll see his head pop up as he holds something up and throws it to the side and is actively digging in the cart for something.
Okay.
Let's see. Haster, Rias, actually all of you would notice the two in the daylight currently have moved to a position and their weapons are at the ready. They're eyeballing all these shadows around, and they notice that all the shadows have moved further south, and they appear to be grouping up with each other.
Do these two in the center, like, Oster knows what a ruined pair of slacks smells like. Did these two in the center seem like they're scared of what's going on?
Yeah, definitely.
I was drinking, you fuck.
You can also say that to people you drain.
Nice.
It could be worse, Ren. I choked on sweet tea a couple weeks ago because someone made me laugh. So, it could be worse.
Well, you insulted me first.
Fair enough.
Choke on it, Maeve 2023.
No, that's pretty much.
Also, Extra Battle 2023.
These two are noticeably afraid that are in the daylight, and they seem to be like huddled up against each other back to back with their weapons drawn. And they are very intently watching everything around as these shadows are moving around the caravan.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these individuals wearing, particularly, identifying things like a tabard or like a symbol or something like that?
The two in the middle are not. However, the one that went into the caravan had some sort of necklace jewelry. You weren't able to get a good look at it before he went in. But he's not wearing any vestments of any sort. And you didn't get a good look at what weapon he had with him.
Okay.
But you would all notice that. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you are all noticing that it seems these shadows and this shadow demon are trying to position themselves in a better way.
What kind of animals or creatures, other than like these shadow people, are common in these woods?
Out in these woods here, you've got things
Out in the holler.
out in the hollers. You got yourself the Grabblegeist, you got Erox, you got Necrospawns, Nethals,
Okay,
Orthox.
wait, okay. My
You got 'em
question is
all.
animals that I can. My question is what I can turn into that wouldn't look out of place. Like, do I know like normal animals, not scary creatures? I guess.
Feline, or flying creatures, which I don't think you can do flying
I
at
can't.
the,
I
at the
can't do
current
flying
level.
yet.
However, feline-like creatures like panthers, things like that, you would probably see out in these lands.
Nice.
Panther,
Okay.
I hardly know her.
Okay.
Hostage turns into a tornado and just goes. As opposed to.
Maeve is gonna wild shape into a panther.
Ooh.
Gotta get that panther sound effect on the board at some point. What?
Oh,
what's your
nice.
favorite sounds?
I got you. The five of you have probably by this point noticed that the shadows on the western side have encircled this caravan. The ones on the eastern side are moving through shadows. They're just jumping through them to try and get a little more northern, and the shadow demon itself has positioned itself more off to the east as well.
More.
Yeah.
We said we wanted cart. What if shadows take people and we take cart to town and then get people in cart? Because I don't think shadows will eat cart.
Yeah, I mean, are you proposing us just wait and see what they do?
I mean, Hoster is hungry, but Hoster doesn't know what's happening. Demon's not attacking us. And the fuck you want? As he appears by us. Hoster straight up says that because he's whispering to Morgan, and then suddenly Buddy's just like.
It appears.
Well, no, or he like creeps up behind me, and you're like, he's right behind you.
Wait, don't tell me he's right behind me.
Okay, I won't.
The shadow demon, as it's starting to reform, you notice it's almost doing like a shadow step where it's trying to get to different points, and as it glances down at the both of you, when you say this, it just kind of gives this weird like neck twitch as it shifts over again. You notice it goes into the light for a moment and then jumps into the caravan itself. Astrofel, you've been watching inside of there, and as soon as you see it enter in, you watch as the door to the caravan slams shut and it goes pitch black inside the caravan. You all see this commotion of the caravan. It's starting to rock. The horses are getting uneasy, and they are starting to like rear back, and you see the caravan is about to start moving away with no one to guide these horses.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm still kind of shadowing which I realize isn't going to help me too much, but I'm going to start shimmying closer to the caravan.
Drew, I have a question.
Answer.
I have, because of my background, I have a proficiency in vehicles, but I realize because of the background, I can't, that doesn't exist here specifically. Would vehicle proficiency mean that Hoster knows roughly how to drive a caravan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, caravans would be considered vehicles. They got wheels.
If it looks like they're booking, and they're getting ready to leave, Hoster's gonna try and do that, but either to see if he can get the horses to calm down or steer them.
You should try and steer them to run over the people.
Yeah, you know what? Hoster's gonna do that. That sounds funny.
Is Hoster running out to the
Because the horse is already gonna go, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good couple 100 pounds of blood that's about to get away.
Like even if the horses like jump over them, that the cart is gonna run over them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're like super stealthy or something, you know, they can dodge out the way.
Yeah. I don't know if I can move my token, but yeah.
Where exactly do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right. I guess on the riding reins, because Hoster knows how, apparently.
Just running right up here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna either try and calm the horses so they don't just immediately book it, or yeah, at least have some control of the direction they're going.
Can you roll me an animal handling if you're going to attempt to get the horses to calm down?
Okay, I don't have proficiency in animal handling itself, but I'm assuming with the vehicle thing, I'm just gonna add the +2.
Yep.
Okay. Come on. Ooh, that's 16.
Perfect. With a 16, Hoster, give me your best like attempt at trying to calm down a horse. 2 of them. In fact.
I think Hoster's way of going about it is grabs the reins, and Hoster's arms, the tendrils wrap around the reins, and it starts to move up them, and there's almost this like humming vibration that moves along them that is just like this, like almost like a deep like coaxing sound that just like immediately like just settles them. But also now like Hoster has like almost as like part like connected to these reins and wrapped around the horses.
So what you're saying is that you're playing some like deep binaural beats for horses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm actually doing some EMDR for them. You know, it's just hey horses, you're in a scary situation. Womp 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 womp. Dun, 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 dun.
So it does start to calm down these horses, and the 2 people have absolutely noticed you, Hoster, jump onto the front of this.
Mm-hmm.
However, they see you trying to take control of the horses, but their attention seems to be elsewhere, might be inside the caravan, where all the shadows have moved in on this one person. Astrofel, you've been watching in this window. It's complete darkness. Haster, you're sitting there trying to calm down these horses, and as you do, the both of you just get hit with this super vibrant light from the inside, much more powerful than the one that's out in front, as it's immediately dimmed out and gone. The commotion of this caravan comes to a stop. As the rest of you start seeing shadows leaving this cart.
Peaks.
Ooh.
Haster, behind you, you just feel this cold presence just like pass by you as you see this shadow move, and the shadow demon itself comes out of the caravan and moves past you.
I'm gonna assume there's a door behind me. If Hoster's eyes go from the front to looking backwards, is there anything left of him in that caravan?
There is. As you look down, he almost looks mummified. His limbs are contorted and cracked, and it seems like his entire essence has just been drained out of him.
Oh, my man's a raisin. Cool.
But the light spell is still active?
It is.
That's what you get for being in the tanning booth too long. What did I say, my guy?
I'm glad you're making the joke because the stuff I had lined up was.
So is the person's blood or anything in the caravan, or is it literally just shriveled?
He's a husk.
He is a husk.
Wow.
And as you all start watching, the shadow demon moves into this daylight. You hear this kind of hiss, and you watch it retract, but you also hear this horrible noise as all the shadows start moving into this daylight to surround the rest of them. You all know, as vampire fledglings, sunlight doesn't necessarily hurt you. It just makes life hard for you. Those familiar with shadows, it's very similar. The daylight isn't hurting them, but it's making life a little bit harder. But they just want to get rid of this and be done. Hoster, you're on this caravan with the horses. The rest of you all see this as well.
Because I can extend my tendrils even farther. Hoster is going to make makeshift blinders for the horses so they don't see what's about to happen. But also Hoster is making it clear if a single one of these shadows come near the horses, he's gonna lose his shit.
Aw.
Absolutely.
I'm going to hop up on the back of here, stick my head in, see the raisin, make an inappropriate crack.
What is it though? Hoster's close enough. I'd like to hear.
Yeah.
Damn. I thought I was good at sucking people dry.
Hoster just goes softly, nice.
This is why I like you, Ducky Pie. You get me. And then I'm going to grab the Raisin Man and get him the fuck out of there.
Just hucking raisins.
As you go to pick him up, much lighter than you would expect to be. It honestly just feels like skin and bone at this point. As you just lift.
No shit.
And throw. And
Drew, I know what I'm about. All right, I know what's going on here. I just yeet the gun.
Hits the ground.
Yeah, right.
Morgred, Rias, and Maeve, and Hoster, you all see these two people, the Aarakocra and the human, are swinging violently against all these shadows, but one by one they fall, and you watch as soon as they do, these shadows move out of this sunlight, move right towards past the horses, and eventually it is just you all left with this. As these creatures move off, they show no interest in you as a group.
You wave. Bye.
As you
Well,
wave
looks like we
goodbye
had a
into the ground. Go ahead, Morgan. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say the obvious. Looks like we have a free caravan to use.
Is it dressed?
I'm still in panther form.
Okay.
So panthers have a keen smell. Maeve is just gonna go in there, into the caravan and just sniff about. See if I can.
Monster feels like, oh god. Cool, it's me.
I'm gonna pull Maeve's gonna pull a Loki and just stick their nose right up your butt.
Usually people pay for that privilege, excuse you.
I'm just gonna hear like a low grumble as I continue on.
Taking a look around this caravan, there seems to be shelves with different potions. There also appears to be a small, like, alchemical table that sits inside. Astrophel, when you went to go throw this person, did you happen to take a look at what they were wearing or anything like that?
I'm always checking out what people are wearing, darling.
Amazing. Can you give me a religion check?
Oh shit. Oh, maybe I can. Good lord. Let's find out. Y'all, a 22?
Damn.
In this
Don't know about
economy?
you, but I'm feeling 22.
With a 22, you recognize that one of these pendants that he wears as a necklace when you had thrown was to a deity known as Satino. This deity in particular is the god of change, and oddly enough is the main monotheistic god for changelings.
Interesting.
Drop the body. Did Maeve have to walk by it?
It depends. Where did you yeet the body?
Honestly, just to the ground. I'm probably gonna like hop down and like strip him for Chinese.
Yeah. Before
I
we
like
get to
Chinese.
Maeve, Astrophel, roll an investigation. Let's see what you find on this guy.
Dirty 20. I am blessed today. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
You managed to find a small coin purse with roughly 12 gold pieces and 5 silver pieces. You also find a small little bag on his side that has these little death lilies in them. The ones that are in this bag, as you take a better look, they seem to be in better condition than the ones in the barrels. These ones are very pristine. You also find another pendant attached to his belt. This seems to be for another deity, which is, as you take a look at it, this one has a flaming sword in the middle with 2 pairs of wings that stick out from the sword. You know this to be the goddess of light and justice. For the elves, this is Mithira. This would be her symbol. If you go to touch it, I need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Well, funny you should mention that. I'm not touching that one anyway.
Okay. Perfect.
Because quite frankly, get fucked. But I will take the first one.
Okay.
The one for the god of change. Satino?
Yeah, and as you take a look at the symbol on that one, funny enough, looks very similar to that.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Wait, Drew,
Yeah.
are you a changeling? Legally, you have to tell us. Legally, you have to tell us. Otherwise, it's entrapment.
What I can tell you is this.
I can read lips, Drew.
Wink.
Wink. Yeah, I will. I'll take everything else. But I'm not touching the other one because, quite frankly, Astrophel, being an elf, knows this deity, and quite frankly, couldn't give 2 fucks about them right now.
Perfect.
So,
Maeve, as you in your panther form move across this body on the ground, taking a look at it, you've seen changelings before. You know what they look like. This one's a little bit harder to tell. Can you roll an investigation?
Indeed.
Fiery rolls today.
With a 19, you you take a look. You start trying to like move the lip back to try and get a better look at the teeth, try and look at the ears. You notice the hair originally was a dark black color, but as you take a better look at this body, the hair has gone white, and you can tell by looking at the underneath the dried up lips, you can see the teeth of a changeling.
Well, that sucks. Maybe it's just gonna continue on into the caravan to sniff about in there, see if there's anything that can be sniffed out.
Absolutely. Is anybody else taking a look inside?
I am.
Okay. For those investigating inside this caravan, if you want to do another investigation roll to try and see what's all up in there, let me know. And while you're doing that roll, I can describe a little bit more on what the inside looks like. The outside had like these hints of purple trim. It had a hempen net over the top of it. On the front were two candlelit little lanterns, and on the inside, it's not the nicest caravan you've ever seen. It looks like it's seen its due travels. The floorboards are a little bit creaky when you move on them, and like I said, you do see that little alchemical table. You see these small potion racks, and some other sealed barrels.
Well, I ain't seeing shit because I just rolled a 2.
I rolled a 19 again, just kind of weird, but
Morgan,
it is what it is.
Morgan, with that too, and your height, you kind of like stand up in there and your horns kind of get like stuck in the top of the caravan for a second, and you're just like trying to like, this caravan's too fucking short, and you're too preoccupied with not being comfy in here. Maeve, as you're looking around, you're looking at some of these potions. None of them are labeled. However, you can assume that a couple of these are like health potions. One, there's a greater healing potion, and a lot of lesser ones. You look at this and maybe at first you're like, oh, hell yeah, we got some healing potions. And then you stop to think about it for a moment. These won't work on you. None of this is going to work on any of us.
But maybe we can make money, and this is how we can attract people. Oh, you need healing? Come into my caravan. Oh, also, while those people were alive, Maeve made note of what they looked like.
Perfect. So I can give you a little description on there. The Aarakocra itself looked more like a hyacinth macaw kind of vibe, very like ultramarine blue with like hints of yellow and a big black beak. It moves back with the blue feathers up top and little hints of like yellow in the feathers. And the human, he had this kind of like wiry dreads that went down. Best way I can describe it, kind of like white people dreads, where they're not that great. But he was in standard like kind of best way I could describe, kind of like urchin wear, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Very boho of him.
That urchin call.
Yeah. But that would be the best way to describe the two of them. But as you all like have to squint into this daylight that is still there, you can also see their two bodies lying there as husk as well.
Can I rummage for shinies?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm assuming this is disadvantaged because of the light, though.
It is.
When Astrophel passes by, Hoster goes, I named our horses.
What did you name them, Ducky Pie?
This one is Almond and this one is Oat.
That's good names for horses.
Thank you.
Are you thirsty by any chance?
No, why?
Never mind. Continues on.
That's a callback to the first episode. There you go. Enjoy.
That's what we call a callback.
Before the roll for investigation happens, I'm outside. I'm looking around the carriage itself, and I was trying to figure out if anything needs to be taken off. But I realized that we could probably cover the light up. So I was gonna try to grab one of the barrels and drag it that way. And I'm not strong, but I can try. Can I try to drag a barrel out as they're talking about the horses?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's have fun with a good strength roll. D20 roll.
I would assume you're probably going for one of the smaller barrels.
Oh, it was almost a 19. That is an 8.
Why is Rice grabbing barrel when...
I don't know.
Rice, you're having a very hard time.
Rice, do you want help?
Sweet Pea, you all right?
Rice, you can come sit by horses and Hoster will do heavy lifting. You too small.
I let go of the barrel and I go up because my wings were kind of fluttering. Okay.
The barrel just barely goes.
Okay. Cover the light with the barrels. Once it's snuffed out, I'm sure that the light will stop emanating and it won't be such a hassle.
Yeah, Hoster's gonna walk over, take a... I'm assuming, are these flowers like jam-packed, like to like overflowing like in the barrels, or is there one that's like could get some more?
The smallest one could have more flowers in there. It seems the two larger barrels are pretty full.
Okay, I'm gonna like take the smaller one and just kind of like dump as much as I can on top of the other ones, just so I have like an empty barrel thing. So I'm assuming. I mean, I can tell you my carrying capacity, but I know you're not gonna. Do I need to roll to pick this up?
No, I'm assuming you could pick up both horses. Like,
I in fact could. Yeah, Hoster's just gonna take the barrel and just basically like shell game thump where the sunlight's coming from.
Absolutely. As you walk over, you're like squinting at this point to try and figure out where the.
I put my eyes on the back of my head for a bit.
You're like, bunk. And as you do, you place this barrel over top one of these small stones on the ground, and the light itself dissipates.
Hoster does the classic.
Incredible. I'll take that roll without disadvantage then. Thank you very much. My very smart Sweet Pea and my very strong Ducky Pie. Fucking roll like shit anyway. God. I'm gonna use an inspo because
There
why
you go.
not?
That's
You
what
know?
they're there for.
Live your best life. I don't know why I fucking bothered. But damn.
That's rough, buddy.
I flutter over. What are you looking at?
I just wanted to see if they had anything worth anything, quite frankly.
Fair enough. What about this? And I'm gonna also roll. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Astrophel, as you're trying to look, it's very much like when someone like abruptly turns on an overhead light in a neurodivergent person's room. It's just like,
Why you specify like that?
Why are you gonna say it like that?
that's our
Why you
house,
guys-
that's our household.
What you mean by that?
But it's like very much like as soon as that light goes back off, you're just seeing like blue spots and like little dots everywhere. What was that roll?
Oh, buddy.
So it's a total of 6.
Right. You look down at this, you're like, bodies.
Is it obvious that this person also on their belt has that same light goddess pendant, or is it not on them? Because if I'm just like, I was gonna be like, well, what about this, and reach in and grab something.
Funny enough, looking on there,
I'll bet you
funny enough,
damn, sweet pea, if I knew you were this forward.
which body are you looking at? Are you looking at the Aarakocra or the human?
Which one was Astrofel looking at?
I'm starting with the Aarakocra.
All right. Yeah.
Working my way up,
with,
you know.
With that okra apostrophe.
Looking at the Okra apostrophe, there did not apparently, or there was not an apparent holy symbol on them.
Cool. So I reached down and grabbed a bunch of feathers that were so easy to pluck off.
Mm-hmm.
Not very helpful. And I put them in my own little bag.
I think we need to work on your bedside manner, dear.
Maybe, but this one looks. I looked up like the little shirt where I pulled the feathers off. It's like a big bald spot, a mom tattoo.
They're already hushed. You am being too gentle. Oscar's just gonna shake one of them violently just to see whatever comes off.
Yeah, you go to shake the Aarakocra, and as you do, oddly enough, if you've ever had to defeather like a chicken or anything before you cook it, the feathers tend to stay in even after death. However, Hoster, when you go to shake this, all the feathers completely fall out, and you are holding the desiccated corpse of this Aarakocra and just shaking it violently. Full rigor has set in. This thing is stiff as a board, not moving, just shaking it violently.
Oscar turns with a feather beard. Nothing on him.
Just sticks into your goop.
Put you. And they fly away.
I put 2 feathers above the eyes that are on there. So it's like big.
Permanent angry eyebrows. There.
Who's the bird now?
So while Hester is violently shaking the bird, Maeve was just like walking out of the caravan, but noticed that the horses smelled kind of good, so she just wanted to like lick it real quick, you know, just to see how it might taste.
Where are you licking this horse? Not a question I thought I would have to ask today.
Yeah, no.
And you're still a panther, right?
Context.
So it is gonna be like on the tender belly side, but you know, not any parts if there's any parts on it. You know what I mean? It's not weird.
I need you to
A
roll.
little weird.
Need you to roll an animal handling.
Only if you make it weird.
Oh, so that's a 16 on, that's a 16 on perception.
That's a
I'm just
30-20.
Oddly enough.
Wow.
Goddamn. Oddly enough, this horse doesn't immediately go to kick you, seeing a panther approaching it. It seems whatever Hoster did to soothe these horses has worked in a very interesting way. The rough tongue of this panther, when you go to give a lick, it does like remove some hair from the horse. It's kind of on your tongue. It's not great. It's very coarse hair. But yeah, tastes like a horse.
Can I roll to see if I want to bite it? I mean, because I want to bite it, but that's why I'm licking it. But can I roll to see if I can control that?
Yeah.
I don't
go
want to
ahead
make
and-
that decision. I want it to be up to the dice.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a wisdom.
Man, that's
Good old wisdom
my-
save.
There's my best one. Oh, a 13?
All right, give me 1 second. You kind of want a little taste of this horse. I mean,
Can I drink blood like vampirically as a panther, or do I need to switch back into my human form?
you would need to switch back.
Mavis switching back.
What does it look like as your form shifts from this panther back into a more humanoid form?
Do you ever? I don't remember if this was a show, but I definitely remember it was a book. It was called like Animorphs. Yeah.
You look really doofy as you change back, like your face just like
all the features. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
cool,
that's
cool,
exactly
cool.
what it is. Yep, yep.
Love that. I love that.
Anytime I switch back, like that's exactly what it is.
Hello? It's fine. I'm just hearing voices in my room. It's great.
Father.
Father, I need to piddle.
I cannot use this doorknob.
Yeah, you go back into your form and you're looking at this horse. You just want to taste. You don't want to kill it.
I think I might try and take a small little nibble
All right.
at its soft underbelly.
I'm gonna need an animal handling at disadvantage. Rias, Astrafel, and I believe Haster has moved back over this way. You do see Maeve going in for a bite.
Man, I really
How
wish...
much time between the bite and this do I see after
Yeah.
shaking the Aarakocra?
Given that Hasta did do an active perception check as well.
This is true. Haster, you would have noticed Maeve dropped the panther form, and with that perception, it's not hard. You've been around vampires enough to know that look. You know the look of vampires when they're ready to sink their teeth in.
When they're like, hey baby
I
girl,
just
what you up to?
I just wanna taste.
Very True Blood.
Oh.
Just
I think Hoster, since knowing this and seeing that, yeah, I'm not gonna do the wisdom save for it. Hoster's eyes go black because he's named both of these horses. There is an ink slide from both of the horses, and on the other side, Hoster just rises behind Maeve. Can I make a grapple check?
yeah.
As Hoster is going to just start like not just like arms around, it is just like ooze from
Envelop.
under Maeve. Like
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
If you were a full ooze, this would be engulf.
16. Not my best. Actually, wait, no, I said my eyes go black. Or wait, why does it say I have advantage on that? I don't think I should have advantage on that. I'm gonna double check.
Morgrid, you would also be seeing this as well. In fact, the three of you, Rias, Morgrid, and Astrafel, you just watch
Okay.
as Haster and then moves quickly behind Maeve as you start seeing this around.
That's a 16.
Have I seen Hasta do this before, given that I've been at the Bastion for a while?
I'd say probably.
Cool.
Maeve, what is your contested grapple check?
What do I need to roll for that?
I think it's acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's definitely gonna be acrobatics. Natural 20!
And Haster, what was
22.
yours?
16 total.
Maeve, you snap out of it very quickly. This overwhelming feeling of needing to feed is broken as you look down and you see this inky well forming around you. As it goes to shoot up, you break out of your trance and hop up out of it and move out of the way, Haster, just as these almost like spike-like tendrils from the ground to try and engulf, and you catch nothing. As Maeve, you've moved out of the way.
Hoster slowly rises. If Maeve has jumped over, just looking over the horse. These not food yet.
I just wanted to taste it. I wasn't gonna kill it. You don't want to taste it? Not like
Hoster
just-
slowly reaches
just
under
like
the
a
poncho
little-
and pulls out one of the vials.
I mean, I'm not like super hungry. I just want to try. Have you ever tried horse blood? I haven't. I just want to try it. I don't. I mean, I'll
Hoster
take that. No,
has
I'll
been
take
poked
that. You know.
many times. If you bite animal and you keep it alive, it will not work with you nicely. Horse being nice, we don't punish nice.
Fine. But Maeve is gonna like snatch the vial from his hand.
Yeah, I think Hoster's like looking at it, and then there's just the dotted line where it was handed, dun, 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 and then just.
The 5 of you have acquired a horse-drawn carriage, covered caravan. You are out in the middle of the desolate lands, and you are near the roadway, but you have acquired this. You all stop to take a look around. There's lots of death lilies to be found around these trees. There's a lot that have already been collected that are in the neatly packaged barrels behind the caravan. You now have access to potions, an alchemical table. There are adventuring gear inside, such as hempen rope and other things that might be useful. Off in the distance, you all hear an odd noise. It sounds like almost like a chittering noise as it moves into a low just groan of just a as you look off into the distance, roughly about 200-300 feet away, lumbering above the trees, you just see this giant shadow that looks like a full skeleton, but as its head turns to face y'all's way, it's almost very porcelain doll-esque as it turns its head and shakes. And that is where we're gonna take a break. Boom, boom, ba, boom, boom.
I hate dolls.
It's gonna be great.
Why gotta it be like this? Why gotta be like this?
I'll shoot a picture over to the Discord, and we'll get to see it. But until then, we'll be back in 6 minutes. So come on back, and we'll see you soon. Alrighty.
Party.
It's baby time.
Baby.
Don't do that face. Don't do that fucking face.
Back. Hey, everybody. Don't know what you missed.
Yeah.
It's just the cast. We're all fighting each other. Mostly just me and Caitlin. That's it. Yeah.
Don't make me bring my axe.
Oh, Twitch. That is totally a toy prop. Toy prop.
Oh,
Just a prop.
yeah. It's
just-
foam.
It's just a toy. Just a toy. This is what you missed in the first half. The party happened across a caravan with 3 people, one of which who cast daylight in the Shadowlands. The shadows and the shadow demon didn't like it, so they went to go attack. And the party, they're like, well, we could take advantage of the situation. So they did. And now they have 2 horses and a covered caravan.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
What are those horses called?
Oat and almond.
Very good.
Give it to me.
Okay.
Give it to me.
I
Give
need
it to
to
me. But yes, which one's which though, Haster? There's a all white horse and a brown horse.
Brown horse, because he looks like an almond.
Amazing. Perfect. Wonderful. So yes, the party has found themselves now with their new caravan off in the distance. They see this large, shadowy skeletal creature stands roughly about 30 foot tall with a porcelain doll looking face as the 2 blank white eyes cuts over to the party's direction, seeing this caravan off in the distance. However, now with no daylight.
Hoster hops in the driver's seat. And I think anyone
Like
who's
the
not in,
caravan.
there's tendrils that reach out, grab them, and throw them in the caravan behind Hoster.
The
Quick question. Are we taking these death lilies with us?
Might as well.
Do we need to
'Cause I
move the
think,
barrels off the daylight?
I think Astrophel would have gone to grab those.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
This lumbering creature is roughly about 250 feet away. However, for those who are looking out at it, it seems to be moving with increasing speed y'all's way.
Yeah, Hoster will help with the barrels, because I'm assuming that's, yeah, if Astrophel goes in there.
There are two
You
doors
can definitely
on the
assume
back.
that Astrophel is not strong.
Yeah, Hoster will grab them.
There are two doors on the back of the caravan. As those open, Hoster, you easily wrap your tendrils around it and move it up inside of the caravan. The two doors shut. I assume everyone has made their way inside to the caravan. As Hoster, you use your tendril-like appendages to, I assume, wrap around the reins of the horse once more.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, you can feel the connection to the two horses.
Hoster's gonna have his tendrils like go back, not like grab them, but just kind of be like indicate like to Maeve to be like, come watch me drive a horse. Because Hoster did see like that Maeve was like very experienced with animals and stuff. So I think Hoster's kind of like, you're gonna learn a skill today. And so we learn that we don't kill our cars.
Okay.
Don't bite our tires.
Before we take off, I'm actually gonna crawl out and hold on to the roof and use my wings to keep me a little bit balanced. So I'm gonna hold on and be on the roof for any spell sniping needs.
Rias, your time here in the material plane, you've spent doing some documentation. You've been trying to learn about the creatures and things of this land. Can you roll me either a nature or a history to try and determine what this creature is?
God, you're gonna learn. It's gonna be called like Satan's anus or something awful like that. You're gonna find that out right now, and we're gonna hate it. That's why Drew wants this role, is to tell you how awful this name is.
It's gonna be called Satan's anus, but it's actually just running to us to be like, hey, do you want to be friends?
Ron.
That's my thing.
So you said history or nature, those two?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go history. I'm gonna roll actually in this delicious.
And Dabahan.
I'm sorry, can we get that one more time?
Dabahan. Wow, that's a good 13.
I'm gonna portend my 13 that I actually had prepared and make that a tasty 20.
Amazing.
So I have no more portents for this long rest.
You quickly pull out your notepad and you're flipping through your pages. You're pretty sure you've seen this in a book somewhere. And you finally get to the page where there's this hastily drawn figure on there. It looks very reminiscent of it. You've read about this in the book in the Wizard's Keep you were staying at for a short time. These are called Nithal. And these creatures they have a grim backstory on how they're created. You're not exactly sure on the full details of it, but you do know that it involves an infant. As you look at this creature, the horse-drawn carriage has moved away. This creature, as you're watching, has started moving closer and closer as it stops and its attention is dragged somewhere else. And you see it start moving off. You are all now on this cobbled road. Which way are we going?
Astrophel, which way down?
I'll stick my head out and point in the direction of town. Which I definitely know.
You do. It's that away. Yeah, no, you gotta. So let's see. Mm-hmm. As you start moving southeast on this roadway, you continue on. Off in the distance, you can see what appears to be like barricades alongside this road. You appear to be approaching closer and closer to the city you are headed to. As you're going, these barricades they encroach more onto the road. They appear to have like spiked logs in a very much like little jack formation. I guess modern day equivalent would be like anti-tank kind of setup, where you have these barbs that stick out. You, Hoster, have to guide the horses in kind of a zigzag pattern as you're moving down this roadway. And eventually you find yourself coming up to the walls of this city. You notice they're all wooden made, very much logs that have been collected from around. You've heard tales of cities, Haster. This one seems to be on the smaller side. But as you look a little bit closer, you can see there are some bastions that overlook these walls. And you do see figures up top as well.
Before we get too close, Hoster's gonna look over at Maeve. Hoster doesn't know a ton about Maeve, but is going to Hoster starts to begin to warp and change because by like it doesn't take like super long, and it's probably not super great, but I can make myself like look like a more humanoid kind of esque form. Hoster's gonna make them look like the Aarakocra, but like a black version of the Aarakocra, and they have like white eyes.
Would you want me to make that more convincing? I can disguise yourself.
Sure. Hoster knows that Hoster shouldn't be in like regular places just looking like Hoster. So sometimes I wear skin. That sounds not right.
You know, Hoster, that sounds like fun. I might have to try that next.
Hoster calls it the meat puppet game.
Oh. I can play a meat puppet game, and then like Maeve's gonna morph into I guess like the dready looking guy, because he seemed pretty cool.
What you am do with Maeve?
I'm gonna use my normal Maeve voice. I'm like, it's okay, it's me.
You
and then, like,
Maeve!
I'm just gonna pop Maeve's face back onto the body. I'm like, it's me.
Oh, meat puppet. Hoster taps his head as if he understands. He does not.
Yeah. Maeve's just gonna very slowly anamorph her face back to the man's.
Morgrid, you yourself don't look too different than before you were a vampire. You still have a golden eye shine. You already had fangs to begin with. Now they're just slightly more elongated, but it doesn't look too out of place for a tiefling. Astrafel and Rias, what color are your irises?
I think we both, if I can remember correctly, I think we both had black irises. Did you? Because mine were black initially.
Yellow.
Okay. Yeah, mine were like pitch black. Wait, was it? I think it was Maeve then had the black irises, maybe. I can't remember. Somebody else also had, yes.
Do you see my eyes?
Yeah, very much Maeve has the like black sclera and the like pinpoint eyes.
Yeah. So it's essentially just a normal humanoid eye, but instead of any color in the irises, it's just black. Blends in with the pupil very well.
Giant pupil.
The five of you appear to be to the best of your ability, appearing like normal, everyday people. Everything's fine.
Do I know how common Fae folk like fairies are to this area? Because I don't know if I've ever come across another Fae being out and about beforehand.
There are other Faeborn and fairies out in the world. They are not as common as most other races, but they do exist.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about blending in because I've been doing this a little while. And also, I have a slight advantage on everyone else in that I don't have 2 marks here.
La-di-da, neither does Hoster.
No, I don't
He's
have
all
to,
goop.
Maybe
It's Floam.
anymore.
Long hair, cloak. I'm good.
but I think Astrophel, like, on the way there, like, has just, like, found a random book in the back and is just reading through it. And then anytime anyone says the word meat puppets, is just pulling such a face. Like, why you gotta keep saying that word?
Meat puppet. Ultimate disguise.
You know, Hester, I never thought of it, but you know, not thought of it like that. But you're right. We are meat puppets.
Mm-hmm. It's even weirder when you do it with a real meat puppet.
You mean like me, like as a real meat puppet?
Ugh.
Yes, like, so, because Hoster is goop, so if Hoster, like,
You're a goop
if there's
puppet.
big emergency or something and Hoster needs to get away, Hoster can go through someone's mouth and face and just meat puppet.
Nice.
Everything's digestible
Nice.
inside, and then just
Yeah.
wear.
Oh, I like
That
that.
is
I like that a lot.
Horrifying.
I mean, technically,
that-
I can come in someone's face, but that's a whole different thing.
Nice.
I'm still on the.
You know, Hoster, I might need you to try and like, clean out a meat puppet and create one for me, and then like I'll just like crawl up in there and then, come back and.
Hoster
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah. Okay, we
Hoster's
got
great at cleaning.
We're gonna have to try that. Okay. We'll remember that for the red back.
Use the word remember, and Hoster suddenly big beat of sweat again. Uh-oh.
Don't worry, I got you. I'll remember.
Big bead of sweat
Thank
that's
you.
actually just more goop.
Exactly. Just hold on.
Astrophel, have you ever been to this city before? The city of Midset?
At the very least, I have been through this city because I will have come through this city to get to the Bastion. Whether I have spent a long amount of time here, probably not a huge long stay, but I've been here.
I'm gonna have you roll this at advantage. I need you to roll a history.
That's 21.
Astrophel, as you're approaching up to these gates, you have a minor panic attack because you remember something about Midset and Mevdroth in particular. Being cities in the shadow, their entry gates often have a cleric who stands at the entrance. These clerics are there to weed out anyone who's not supposed to be in the city. This is their first line of defense.
Question.
Mhm.
I've already forgotten the name of the changeling god.
Satino.
Satino, thank you. Is Satino a fairly well-known deity?
I would say not necessarily well known unless they are of the cleric, job wise. Most clerics know of other deities in other pantheons, or I would say anyone who's really familiar or has studied any religion of any sort would know this. With that role that you had figured out, Satino is one of the elder gods. Therefore slightly more well known, but not as well worshipped.
Okay. And second question, is there room on the front of the cart for me to sit next to these two?
Yes, there would be a bench up front. You might have to kind of like scoot into Haster, but Haster's form has shrunk down some, so there should be enough room for the three of you.
What I'll do then is I will kind of like half kneel on the seat and like have my hand on the back of like on the front of the cart behind me, kind of like just looking cool, you know.
Yeah.
Artfully swept back hair kind of thing. And I will have the insignia of Satino visible. Probably like tied to my belt because like I like to have a little skin showing, you know.
As you have that symbol there, the irony of the symbol on you doesn't surpass you as you realize that you had undergone a large change to become a vampire. It's an interesting choice.
Why do you think I kept that one?
Morgred.
Bitch, I know what I'm about.
I know what I'm about, son.
Inside the caravan itself, you've kind of like had to squat down a little bit as it wasn't made for tall people itself. What is it that you would be doing inside?
You said there's a window.
There would be two windows, one on
On
each side, correct, and then there are double doors on the back.
I have been looking out of both windows, kind of back and forth, like making sure no one's following us. I'm making sure we're being as discreet as possible and we're not attracting too much attention.
Absolutely. As you look out the windows and occasionally peek out the back, the creature that originally was following you all has long passed, and you haven't necessarily seen anyone following behind your caravan or coming from the sides either way. And occasionally you can poke your head out the front of the caravan and you see yourself the city of Midset, and I believe your character has also passed through this city as well. Prior to your transformation. That kind of fear hits you as well, of knowing that they kind of have a checkpoint to ascertain that there isn't anyone that isn't meant to be there. It's a rough life living in the Shadowlands, especially having a functioning city inside the Shadowlands.
The city walled?
Morgred share this information about, like, that they know to us? Have either of them mentioned it to us?
Yeah, I actually just did.
Okay. Okay.
Puppet?
I said all of those
Puppet.
things.
But yes, this.
Yeah. So. Oh.
No. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell them, hey guys, obviously it's kind of tough to get through to the city. We have to try to disguise ourselves appropriately. I am kind of having the urge to possibly use some of my roguish skills to climb into this city and sneak in.
I poked my head over the top of the caravan when I hear this. I could probably follow suit, fly in, because if they're gonna really try to like look us over, check the necks for anything, I mean, I could just disguise self and like get that covered up, but I could just fly in backwards, and
yeah, I mean, I'm also kind of thinking it might be best for the people with obvious fang marks to not be in the caravan when we're trying to get past that checkpoint. So if we can just sneak on in there ahead of everybody.
What if when we get in town, because we have some money, if we tell people that people with this caravan went missing, because they did, and we hire a search party and then load caravan with people and then just drive back home?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Hoster. I'm so impressed right now.
What?
Well, if that's the case, then I should not be in this disguise.
Or if you keep you disguised, because then you person who comes back, Hoster can go through small cracks and gaps. I can get through town and just go another way. Hoster teach you all he knows and hands the reins over. And then just pats on face. You well instilled with power of meat puppet and horse driving.
Meat Puppet and Horse Driving is my new band name.
Nice.
Does Maeve notice that Astrophel makes a face every time we say meat puppet?
Oh, I'm not subtle about it.
No? I don't, Astrophel, I don't know why you don't like the term meat puppet. I'm sure you've made a meat puppet out of many a people.
Are you talking
Hoster
about
goes,
fisting?
nice.
Yes, but when I do it, it's classy.
Am I wrong or am I right though? Are we talking about fisting? Is that like the?
Darling, you surprise me more and more.
I know of these things.
Hoster looks at his hand. Hoster looks at his hand, and there's a brief visual memory of what Hoster described as going fully inside of someone and taking over their body, and is just like, I guess.
Not quite what I was thinking, but I get you're not that far off.
Yeah, once we
In fairness, if you get a certain way up there, you can make them do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
Our videos are never going to be monetized.
Hey,
You let me
for
play
legal
a
reasons,
horny
this is a joke.
No, it isn't.
Hey, sponsor us. We got horses named Oat and Almond, and you know what? Whichever milk contacts us first, we'll kill the other horse. It better be oat milk, the superior milk.
I don't know. I like almond milk.
Oh,
You shut your mouth. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Just everybody.
The milk love.
Once we're close enough to the town, though, Hoster is going to basically, like hand the reins over. Like you've learned all you can. And then is gonna have the little raincoat. Probably go somewhere in the little caravan and just like a little hand pats it. And then Hoster's just gonna like drop through the floorboards because if there's a gap within, and if there's a 1-inch gap anywhere within those walls, Hoster's getting in there. So Hoster's just gonna slither around.
So from the sounds of it, 3 of you, Hoster, Morgrid, and Rias, are splitting from the group, leaving Astrophel and Maeve to enter in through the front.
When you put it that way, you make it sound like a dumb idea. And with my 4 intelligence, I tell you, it be good one. What do you think
we'll
of
be
that?
right there on the inside to like regroup.
Has to be
Plus, if
not
all else
afraid.
fails, Operation Meat Puppets a go.
God, you guys gotta keep saying me puppet.
Because it's funny!
Oh.
I know the episode name.
Meat puppet.
Hey, look, I'm not in charge of that kind of thing anymore, so go hog wild, baby.
I think that's
Oh, I will.
Drew's like, I regret everything.
it's fine.
You brought us together.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Don't phone the fire department.
All right, so Hoster, you kind of underneath and down out of the floor of the caravan as the caravan keeps moving. Morgrid and Rias. Actually, Morgrid, you would notice this first. You just notice Hoster's just there, kind of this blank stare, and then slowly just down the through the bottom. I think I just had a stroke.
It's the same thing with the vial earlier, where Hoster was there, and then there's just a dotted line, but it's a very big dotted line.
Oh, I do also want to mention, Maeve did not drink the vial. She just snatched it.
Perfect. So Morgrid and Rias, after seeing Hoster just down through the bottom, what are the 2 of you doing now?
I poke my head down and fly out the back and go.
Can you give me that sound effect?
Sorry, one more time. Awesome. And Morgan, it's your turn now for a fun sound.
Yeah, right? I feel like staying on the cart was because I don't get to make a cool noise now, so.
Everybody just ditches the cart.
Cart crashes on the side while we're all just going like,
The Trojan caravan.
Maeve takes
Total
this
good ruse.
opportunity. Maeve takes this opportunity to actually bite the horse.
No. No.
Healed.
it just flips, you know?
Yeah.
The commission on this thing is horrible.
It's like those really scary Australian commercials that'll like ruin your morning about like safe driving and stuff. Yeah, it's like those.
Okay, well, Morgan, I see Rias kind of flitter out the caravan. I do a whole thing where I kind of like roll up the canvas of the back of the caravan and I just go do and like roll forward out like off the back of a moving vehicle. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Kinda, like,
Sound
roll
squad,
forward,
sound squad,
pop
sound
up,
squad.
signal to Rias to follow me because I've been here before and I know where to sneak in where they won't see you.
Perfect. The three of you form this small squad as you start moving through the shadows, moving to a point in the wall, Morgrid, where you've had to go before. You've had a nefarious background even before you were a vampire, and you've gotten into this city before without going through the gates. And you know the perfect spot to go, so you start leading these two closer in towards the wall. You find the perfect spot that is perfectly in the middle between two bastions, and the three of you have managed to get up to the wall. The wall itself is made of these tall timbers that have been kind of lashed together. Haster, you look at this and you can clearly see there are small gaps in this wall. Not the best put together, but good at keeping larger creatures out, but not you.
Just Hoster, Terminator, dun 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 dun. But a little more subtly than that. And then when Hoster reappears on the other side, I think Hoster turns into a tiefling because we're all hanging out and stuff. And it's just like thump.
I like to imagine like the sound of like slapping a jelly mold or something. Just like, yeah.
Oh my god. The form of Hoster in a smaller capacity makes me think of Men in Black when where's the cat?
More sugar. Also, wait, can I say a brief diverging like fun fact thing about a slime-based character?
Yeah.
Okay, so in League of Legends there's a character named Zac, who's this big amorphous blob dude, and he like punches and he does like slimy things, and his whole thing is he's just made of goop, and he's a big guy, right? To make the sounds for him, they filled a condom with dog food and slapped it against a wall. So that's how they made like the sound of slime punching is dog food and like wet dog food. So you know what? Those listening on Spotify or Patreon, you know what? You pay enough. I'll just try and see if I can make Hoster sound effects IRL. There you go. There's bonus content for you.
Yeah, hey, let's do that.
Hoster ASMR stream.
Hey, Drew,
Yeah.
you wanted content.
Oh, we're getting it.
Wait.
Emphasis on con.
Oh no.
This is under 3 seconds, right?
I made you some content.
And for DMCA reasons, this bit was cut short.
Oh,
They cut the other bit that's over 3.
and we're back.
I'll just edit it in post. We're good. I'll make it less than 3 seconds. There we go.
You'll put the censor sound.
No, he won't.
Just
We will absolutely not edit that in post.
I in fact did.
Okay, Wall.
Morgrid and Rias, you are there. You just watched as Haster, full on through the other side. You can hear the very slight, like, on the other side of the wall.
That's actually just Hoster's butt cheeks.
Having a customizable dumpy like that must be very convenient, but
It's true.
I digress.
I feel
Oh, you
like
mean for
it's...
Hoster?
I feel like it's not customizable at all. It's whatever form Hasta has is just a huge dumpy.
It's true. Yeah, he's always caked up. That's how actually, like, if you line up a whole bunch of people in a room, you're like, all right, which one of you is Hoster? Turn around.
Turn around.
And then Hoster starts sweating. Because all of them turn around just fine, but Hoster turns and then he arrives after everybody else, you know? So stupid.
Hey, fan artists, you know what to do.
Makes me think of that.
Soup.
God, I keep thinking of that absolutely stacked grimace turn around.
That's the vibe, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Oh.
Okay, there's a wall. What's going on with the wall? There's a wall. Back to the wall, everyone. Talk about the wall.
So we're climbing. I'm climbing. I'm climbing over the wall.
I need you to make a either athletics or acrobatics to get up said wall.
Ooh, if I'm on the other side and there's gaps and stuff, can Hoster make like a ladder to give him like advantage?
That is super cool. Yes, I love that. Yeah, so your check will be at advantage.
Mine?
Yeah, Hoster turned into a ladder.
You just see this this membrane come through the other side, and you just see the rungs appear.
Oh, membrane. That was a good use of that.
But the bottom of the ladder is like a step, but it's his butt, you know?
Yeah, it's just a little.
Yeah.
Bounce
Welcome,
anytime
Matt.
you move on it.
I got an 18 acrobatics.
Yeah, that's enough to where you're using these tendrils to just climb up. Occasionally, like you've got tieflings have good nails as well, so you're just using that and look at all these gorgeous nails. But yes, you managed to get over top. Are you doing this stealthily?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth.
Okay.
You got this.
Somebody sees us. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. The worst thing that comes of you failing this check is somebody sees us, and we all know the fate of the person that finds us. I'm not even gonna say it. Y'all know.
They're not even on the caravan at that point.
Maeve would
Well,
be
I
so
have a-
jealous when she finds out.
+8 modifier, so it can't be too bad.
Words you never say.
19 +8. 27.
Damn.
Famous.
You-
I'm stealthy.
You very much. It's like Briar trying to get into the kitchen and always does. Just this little skitter of into the kitchen. As you get up over this post, you look at both the bastions and slide down the other side. I imagine, Haster, you have made some sort of like, kind of like slide maybe on the opposite side as an easy like, whoop. Nice little double butt on the end to land into. Boom.
Just bounce right off onto your feet.
Rice, I assume you're gonna fly over.
I'm gonna fly up to a certain point. Right as I get, if we're going completely over top of the wall, I'm gonna get up to maybe about 3 feet before the top, fly up close to the Hoster ladder, and then start to stealthily try to climb over from that point on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keeping my wings to myself. I'm gonna roll an actual die this time.
Actual die.
I'm holding the shape. Holding that shape. That's a 17 on the die, and that was for stealth. For it. Okay, so 17 on the die for stealth. Where's my stats? They're here. That is a tasty 18.
Nice. You two manage as you flitter up the side of this, start climbing up the last of it. You're looking at both the bastions. No one's noticed you, and you just throw your leg over and slide down straight into the little double booty cheeks. All three of you are on the opposite side of this wall as we go back over to Astrophel and Maeve. Maeve, you've taken on the form of one of the people there.
You don't have their name, but you have their face.
Maeve's actually gonna ask Astrophel, like, if we're gonna say that the cart was stolen, should I be assuming this form, or should I just be like some rando?
We're not saying the cart was stolen. We're saying that our friends died, and we want to go back to recover their bodies to give them a good, proper Christian funeral. You know.
Well, are we saying that they died or that they just like disappeared?
They were taken.
Okay.
I'm
just trying to get the story straight. When they question us.
How far away are we from like the gate / potential interrogation?
Somewhere between about 100 and 200 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna stick my head back into the back and see if I can find any sort of like identification or papers or anything that might give us some kind of official like we're allowed to be here type thing that might also potentially have some names on, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead and roll another investigation as you look through the back.
That's better. 18.
18. As you go through, you find you're digging through these desks and drawers, and over by the alchemical table you find a small handwritten letter. It's addressed to someone named Grimmery, and it continues on, and it talks about a specific location out in the Shadowlands to find death lilies. It also mentions 2 other names, one in there called Gregor and one called Goob. The final bit of it is addressed. It says sincerely, and then Bethda.
I don't know which one was which.
We don't tell them our name. Be like, we're here to see Bethda.
Yeah, well, we're here to deliver this stuff to Bethda, and then we need to get a search party together, right?
Yes.
That's the plan. And given that this is not a face that set off with them, we could say that
you saved me.
No, we could say that 2 of them were taken and you saved me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was in the middle of, I was lost and struggling, and the very nice cleric man came and helped me, but he got taken. This is all I have left of him. And then I found the card. I stories I can do, trust me. And I will kind of like muss up my hair a little bit so it's a little less polished.
Since they're supposed to be my friends, I'm just going to assume like this traumatized look and let you do the talking.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna muss up my hair so it's still like I still look great, but it looks a little less like bedhead and a little more disheveled.
It's the sexy messy.
It's not quite sexy messy. It's a little more messy than sexy. It's still a little bit sexy though. Just by virtue of being my hair, it's sexy. So, and I'm gonna kind of like rough up my collar a little bit. Not too much though, because I like these clothes. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for, basically. Stunning.
I was saved. But you know who saved me? Our Lord and Savior, whoever the fuck this guy worships.
Yeah, and I will, I'm still doing the thing where I've got my one knee up and holding onto the back. And when I eventually, at some point I'm going to have to get off this car, I'm going to start limping on that leg.
Perfect.
We're setting lore. You're sowing seeds.
Yeah, no, trust. Okay, we got a whole backstory for this. There was like a whole freaking there's a whole scene playing out in the back of Astrophel's head right now. just like getting ready to tell this just like
I love
method
Dungeons and
actor,
Dragons.
let's go.
It's about
I need
this.
absolute silence. I need absolute silence while I get into character.
It's about this point in time, Maeve, you're bringing the carriage to a stop as you've hit right in front of the gate. You see there are two guards that approach up. Their armor is rusted and old, but they appear to be carrying large crossbows, and they have them kind of down at the side as they approach up to the cart. They also have a large dog that appears to be whining, that kind of sniffs around the cart itself. And off up by the gate itself, you see another humanoid male. He stands there in somewhat holy garments, but they appear to be tattered and kind of rough looking, dingy. He stays over by the gates as the two approach. They look up and say, "You there? You there?"
Yes.
Can we help you?
I'm certainly hoping so. This cart was attacked out in the Shadowlands. My companion here lost several of their friends. They saved me from a similar fate. We were hoping to find this and kind of like pull out the letter. What was the name of it again?
So it was addressed to
Yeah.
Grimmery. Gregor and Goob were two names in the letter, and it was signed by Bethda.
We need to find a Bethda. I think she wants what they were gathering, these death lilies. And then we're going to try and get a search party together. I don't suppose you could point us in the right direction, could you?
No, we very well could. We have to have the cleric come and look over the carriage before you come in. You can't be too cautious nowadays.
Oh, of course. Believe me, I'm fully aware of what horrors are out there. Absolutely. I'll kind of like get down and kind of limp round to the back to open the back doors and kind of go, have them check away. I mean, they're flowers, but there shouldn't be anything else in there unless, well, there shouldn't be anything else in there.
As
Maeve is just gonna be like sitting there, just like staring off, like just looking completely out of it.
the large dog keeps moving around the cart itself. Occasionally, you just hear a small whine as it sniffs around the cart.
I love this method acting from Loki right now. It's incredible.
At any point, is the dog close to me, but away from the cleric guy?
I swear to fucking God, if I hear the words, I'm gonna bite the dog from your mouth right now. I'm not even there, but what's that dog taste like? Can I lick him? It's payback for all the mornings licking my face.
What kind of temperature is the dog? Would you say?
8.
Is that a hot dog?
The dog itself seems to be doing rounds around the cart itself. Occasionally, it will come up on the side near you, Maeve, and it looks up and gives a glance as it's very intently sniffing. There's something familiar it smells, but whatever it is, it hasn't caught on to it yet as the cleric starts moving up to the carriage.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and be like, "Sup, dog? What you looking for? What you sniffing? What you smelling?"
You smell like people that went out earlier.
Well, I was a person that left earlier.
You have other smells.
That's because we were attacked by other things.
What? Attacked by?
Monsters. I don't know what they were, but they were monsters.
As it keeps moving around and sniffing, it looks at you, and it kind of like cocks its head a little bit. Its ears move forward a little bit. You don't smell right.
I might have soiled myself.
You smell like death.
I was surrounded by death in those woods.
Not fresh. As it kind of like leans its head the other way. I know smell. I tell Master. As it goes and starts moving away, the cleric starts moving towards the dog, goes and sits in front of this cleric. The cleric looks down. He says, "What?" As he moves towards your caravan, the dog follows behind.
Dog's a
him.
fucking narc.
I need Paw Patrol.
You still don't want me to eat the dog?
I was just saying no, because that's no dog. All I see is a pig right there.
That includes
Pigs are people too.
Yeah, the fact that ACAB includes a dog right now makes me very sad, but it's
Paw
true.
Patrol. Paw Patrol. Don't trust them.
Paw Patrol.
This
is a bloody household.
Sorry.
The cleric moves closer towards the two guards, kind of step back as the dog moves from where the cleric was over to one of the guards and just gives like this, like sits in front and gives this like woeful little thing with the occasional whine. The cleric moves up to the cart, looks around. As you get a better look at this cleric, it appears to be a very fair-skinned, half-elven male with shorter brown hair. As he kind of just has his fingers crossed on his chest as he's looking around. You see as he reaches down towards his belt and pulls up a holy symbol and holds it in his hands as he starts making his way around the carriage.
What is the symbol?
Go ahead and roll a religion.
So it's not one I've seen today already. Okay.
Not one you have seen today.
Interesting. Oh, that's a 9.
With a 9.
I don't fucking know. He's holding it.
Maybe you could
It's
also
annoying.
roll a religion if you wanted to.
12.
There's no.
I'm glad that 12 came out there.
For both of you, you weren't able to get a good look at this holy symbol. But just judging by what you did see, it doesn't appear to be one of Mytheria or Satino. My dog is very thirsty. I apologize. Just over in the
Look,
background.
he's had a busy day of sniffing out vampires.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
you
you're
know.
just sniffing vampires. You're just a little guy.
Yeah, but he's also a pig, so.
Low key. And we won't go into his
Watch
troubled
your
past.
back, must.
Oh my god, is Loki about to get cancelled again?
As the cleric is moving around the cart, roll some insights, Astrophel and Maeve.
Ooh, 23.
19.
Man, getting past this wall was a little difficult. I bet you they had such an easy time going through on the other side. I almost broke a sweat, like making a ladder and stuff.
Boy, are my wings tired.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we're sneaky though. But man, I bet you like smooth as butter. What is butter, by the way? People keep referencing it around me when describing the viscosity of my body.
Great.
Oh,
The
that's
fact
a
that
big
you know a
word.
four syllable word like viscosity.
Hey,
But I don't know what butter is? Yes,
right?
correct. I'm glad that joke landed.
Very good, very good. 10 out of 10.
Amazing. The with the high insights you both had, this cleric seems skeptical of the cart itself,
Looking at the two of you, he does a full round around and comes back to you, Maeve. Are you injured?
Maeve's like just gonna like kind of like look down at her, like at himself, I guess, because he's a male right now. And just sort of like look back at the guard and be like, I don't think so.
And as for you, he looks up to you, Astrophel.
I mean, I tripped and fell and my leg's not great, but it's nothing unmanageable.
Very well, if you don't need any healing magics. Guards, I do not see anything here worth looking into. They may pass. As he walks back towards the gate, the guards, they lower their crossbows a little bit and say, sorry about that, you just can't be too careful.
No, I do fully understand.
Very well.
Flip off the dog on the way out.
Yeah. Is the dog standing by itself when we walk by it? Like, is it away from
It is seated
people?
by one of the guards. It just
Okay,
kind of
well-
does like a slow paw at the leg of the one guard, but the guard seems to be ignoring it.
Maeve's
I
gonna
will-
like try and like make eye contact with the dog and just like
As you do,
glare at it.
and you still hear the voice, the dog is actively looking at this guard saying, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And to you, Astrophel, all you hear,
Drew, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me as a dog person. You little dog. I swear to God.
You're making
Mr.
me feel
Fallon's gonna-
like a narc dog.
Honestly, because I love dogs, okay? I'm gonna close the back doors and then limp my way around to the front again and let's fucking go.
as we go, as she gets on, or he gets back onto the cart, or like sitting by me, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna kill that fucking mutt.
What's wrong with the dog?
But I'm whispering it.
Why? What the dog do?
What?
Got
What's the
dog
dog doing?
got that dog in him.
You got that dog in.
He's trying to tell him he's a narc.
Oh, clearly it's not working, so let's just go.
I mean, I'm not killing him now, but later.
As
Like,
the
hello.
carriage starts moving in, Haster, Morgred, and Rias, from the distance, you have a clear, like, looking point of where you can see the carriage make its way inside the gate.
See? Easy.
Surprising.
Yes. I
can't
bet you
believe
there
it.
was no emotional tension.
And I hope no dogs were harmed in the making of that scene.
Not yet.
I hope Maeve has managed to not kill anyone between the time we left her and the time we will meet up with her again.
One of these times, I'm sure.
More? You sneaky and
Yeah?
stuff. Who,
Yeah?
What should I make myself look like so I be sneaky? I don't sneak around. I usually go under floorboards and drag people out windows. Sneaky's not Hoster's thing. It's sneaky, but it's scary sneaky.
You could be a tiefling, like me.
Yeah, Hoster just turns into like turns into a tiefling, and I think just like kind of like makes it look like he's wearing like very like baggy clothes and stuff, so it gives like the kind of flowing feeling, and then just has like those kind of like layered horns, like white eyes.
I
Tiefling.
give him a look up and down, and I'm like, wow, it's the first time I've ever seen a tiefling with an ass bigger than mine.
Thanks.
Does it just like rotate around to the front?
Oh yeah, so Hoster can inspect, looks around, nice, and then rotates back.
Oh my god, SpongeBob! Patrick's on his stomach. He looks over.
The three of you see the carriage moving in. Which direction are y'all going? Are you headed eastward or westward?
Uh,
The road kind of forces you to pick.
yeah,
which way.
I'm gonna hop off the cart and limp my way back to the guards for a second. Because they said they could help us with directions and then just fucking didn't. So.
Hey, so the road itself splits, and you're forced to make a decision on which way to go. Which direction are we going?
Well, do we actually give a shit about going to find Bethda, or do we just want to go to like town square?
Well, there's a part of me that thinks that we could get some good money from Bethda.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, let's go find Bethda.
So
Go
yeah,
talk to them guards.
Yeah, I'm a hop off the cart and limp over to the guards and be like, sorry, this Bethda person, I don't suppose you have any idea.
Bethda? Yeah, Bethda. As you talk to the other guard. Bethda, she, if you keep going in and you take a left, and then you go down 2 streets, and then you take a right, and then go down another like 3. Go down another 2 streets, take 1 more left. She should be the one on the right.
Got it. Take a left, 2 streets right, 2 streets left, and then she's on the right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, now, and be safe. The other guard's like, bye.
Bye. Limp back over. I just go, we're going left.
As the carriage turns left, that happens to actually be where Hester, Morgred, and Rias, you are all standing over by the wall. You see the caravan turn off towards your way.
Convenient.
Let's stay close to them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not look like we're following that caravan, though. Let's, like, kind of just, happen to be going the same direction.
You want to look casual, effortless, but also, like,
We're just
sultry.
going for a brisk, fast stroll through the city.
But we am following Cart.
But we don't want to look like it. We don't want to look like we know them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we're in disguise right now.
You want to give aloof, disinterested,
Yeah.
staring into the middle distance, like you're interesting, but also, like, not involved?
If we disguise, should Hoster disguise he voice?
I think your voice is fine the way it is.
Do you have any?
Like, I'm not there, but can you?
Yeah,
I'm not there, but I want to see what Jakey's gonna pull out of the hat.
Yeah, can Hoster do this?
Hoster's neck starts to warp and change, and there's like almost like how he's translucent. It looks like sinew starts to form and snap. I could sound like this.
That's much better for a tiefling, yes.
Hoster will do this.
God.
All right.
Okay.
I like it.
You amaze me all the time, Hoster.
Hoster's eyes drift apart.
Charisma just increased, but
Maven,
Hoster doing he best.
Maven asks,
Astrophel is like,
where's the voice?
There's a disturbance of the force. Yeah.
you coming from over this way?
disturbance in the force.
I
And
addressed
I
all the
like it.
5s. There's suddenly a 9 among us.
Wow.
Hester was already an 8, so,
Yeah, fine. I addressed everyone. There's suddenly an 11 among us.
Wow.
Jack Hoster.
Maeve, with your passive perception, you notice the 3 of them kind of like stealthily moving towards the carriage, but they're also attempting to keep their distance as well. But you continue on.
Right here.
As you're making your way down these roads, they're a little better cobbled than the roads that you had entered into the city. The houses and buildings of this area are majority made of wood. A lot of like log style buildings. A lot of the roofs are very thatched. As you make your right in, you moving down this road here and taking a look around, all 5 of you would notice that there's not a lot of people just out and about. Occasionally you may see someone like stumble out of an inn, or someone, going inside of a side door to a building. But there's not too many people actually outside, out and about, walking.
While we're walking, do we see like distinct inns and whatnot? And you don't have to give me like titles or anything, but like, is there a specific area where like Hoster clocks people like going and to coming and going like more often than not?
Hoster would probably notice at least 1 or 2 of them. One specifically with the guy who kind of like stumbles out, and as the carriage has passed by the 3 of you, he stumbles over and looks at Morgan. He says, "Hi, I know you. I've seen you before. You with the face." And his eyes kind of like drift over to Rias. He's like, "I've seen you too. I know who you are." I know who you two are. As he just kind of stands there, he looks over at Haster. He's like, "I don't know you." Like,
This is good. Would you like meat?
that's a weird question, man.
Like meat? Me, you friend.
Oh, I thought you were like trying to give me steak. And let me tell you, I could go for it over a nice fire. Give me a good like sirloin. Do you like steak? As he points back over to you, Morgred. Like a good char on there, but rare. Don't listen to anybody if they tell you well done. That's a boot. Yeah, see, this guy, Timothy!
That's right, Timothy Chalamet.
I haven't. Where you been? The bar's not the same without you.
I was out and about exploring different dunes, and I found this great cocoa factory, and all these fun things.
Whoa.
No, make a third one. Make a third different reference. Go for it.
Have you heard of being live on stage during the night of Saturday?
Damn it.
I guessed of that.
That was a good one.
I don't know what Saturdays are, but I've been live on stage myself. You remember Tim?
Was it with the lute?
No, with the heart. I'm a heart.
Okay.
Tim.
So, I always anticipate someone to be playing more of a lute these days, so my bad. In the travels, lutes are big they're big out in the world.
And he comes up and gives you like a big bear hug. And he's like, "I missed you, Tim. I didn't forget about you." As he points over you to Morgred. This guy is fucking wasted. He is gone. My dude is faded. As he looks over and says, "Oh, we gotta get him some meat."
Does you have family that would miss you?
Your
can ask a drunk guy
questions
that,
are
that's
so weird.
You can ask a drunk guy that. That's
You know what? Hey, ignore him. Do you have that harp?
What?
You muted.
Do you have that harp on you right now?
Oh, no, it's too big. It's inside.
Inside the inn on the stage?
No, it's in my room.
Oh.
Beatrice,
Well,
you remember the room?
I want to see a performance. I think it would gather a lot of people around, get these people out of their houses. Let's see some community here. Let's see some gathering around some music. I know everyone loves your harp music.
Can you roll a deception at advantage?
Fuck yeah.
Sure can.
I could just see Drew processing for a second there.
I like this arc much more than the, "Hey, why don't you come meet me, buddy?"
You say roll
Bad
for
ending.
what? Sorry.
A
for-
deception at advantage.
Deception. Okay. Okay. Oops.
Let's
dropped
be
that
real,
one.
Hasta. That's genocide ending.
Genocide ending or meat puppet ending.
I roll a nat 20. Plus 2, so 22.
You're so right, Beatrice. We gotta get these people happy because, oh God, this place is so depressing. Look at it.
Yeah.
Where's the sun? Sun!
Where's the sun? Where's the sun?
See, Timothy gets it. Fuck.
In fact, I remember people used to praise the sun, and who even thought I'm bringing
see
all
no
of
sun.
the heat?
He just looks up your way, Hester, and he's like, yeah, it's real sad. But I'm gonna get the heart. And he goes inside, and the door shuts behind him. The three of you are left standing there as the carriage keeps moving further down the road.
And we listening to harp music.
No,
we're just.
let's keep going. I'll write a note.
Yeah.
I have parchment somewhere. I'm gonna write a note that says, play that funky music. My friend.
Drunk boy.
Drunk man. Oh goodness. And I'm just gonna leave it right in front of the door. It says, play that funky music, and I'm sure that he'll see that and know it was signed Timothy. Tim. I'm Tim. Cross out the word Timothy.
Tim. Beach rice.
Close enough. Beatrice.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Tris.
Yeah.
The three of you keep moving on, and following behind Astrophel and Maeve. You've made that next left, and you're approaching up. You see a small sign for an apothecary, and as Maeve, you bring the horses to a halt. You look over, and you see the wooden placard for this store, Bethesda's Goods, and yeah, it's a classic wood log style building with that hatch that matches, or thatch that matches the rest of the buildings up top. The windows inside are lit. However, there's like a slight like a very dirty window. It's really hazy to see through, but you can see movement on the inside. Shadows pass in front of the window.
I'm going to pop down, limp over to the door, and just like bang on it a couple of times.
As you bang on the door, you hear some light footsteps moving towards the door. The door kind of like creaks open a little bit. Can I help you?
I have the letter in my hand, and I just kind of push it through, and I go, "Is this you?"
The letter comes in, the door shuts. Takes a moment, you hear some chains move off from the back of the door. The door opens. You see a slightly older than middle-aged woman. As you get to see her face a little bit more, she has this prosthetic eye in that almost looks like a very starry night. And the wrinkles on her face are starting to form, like there's some crow feet and, you know, more wrinkles on the forehead. Her hair is very straw-like, and her clothing very disheveled. But she opens the door and says, "Oh, come in. What happened?" As she looks out and sees the carriage, and she sees you, Maeve. Gregor, did you? What? Gregor, where's Goob? Where's Grimmery?
They were attacked.
What?
They were taken by the shadows.
Oh.
As Maeve is just staring for it, she's like, they're dead.
We don't know that. We can go back and find them.
This is terrible news.
I mean, there are some barrels of those flowers. I thought I should bring them here, and then we'll have more space for people to form a search party.
Very good, very good. Yes, we can get those inside, and, whew, okay.
As the door opens more, there's two gentlemen inside. She says,
Boys, can you help bring the barrels in?
she moves away from the door. These two stronger looking gentlemen walk out and start approaching up to the caravan. One looks over to you, Maeve, and says, "You look like shit, Greggy."
Maeve's just gonna like look at him and be like, fuck off. They're not happy. They've been through some shit.
Yeah, it's about right. As the two move, the back of the carriage opens up, and they each grab one of these big barrels. It's about this point in time, Haster, Morgred, and Rias, you've moved away, and you're, I assume, watching from a distance.
Why them unloading barrels?
Oh, those are the flowers, the ones that you put over the light.
Yes.
That's where they're supposed to go in the first place.
They're delivering them.
Well, if there's any chance that we can have any sort of profit from this, to help with the trading outside of anywhere, gold's not bad to have.
Did the letter mention payment? Okay.
As the gentlemen bring the two barrels in, she looks back at you and says,
Well, I suppose Greggy helped you out. Thank you so much for getting these barrels back. It's gonna help so many people.
If it wasn't for Gregor, I would certainly be dead, so...
Gregor's good like that. He's a bit rough around the edges, but he's good folk. Same with Grimmery and Goob. They were good too. But if we can find them...
They're withered in the corner. Just out in the Shadowlands like...
I think we have a real chance of finding them. We need to get some people together, so we're going to go and do that now.
Well, I can send my boys with you. And we've got some others.
I mean, I don't want to leave you short-handed. I don't know how long we'll be out there.
she looks back.
She says, You're right, I do need the help here. If you go down to the local inn over there,
And she points down the way. There's another building. She says,
there's plenty of people that are willing to help for money, of course.
I don't have much. As she reaches down, there's a small coin purse, and she hands you 50 gold coins.
And she says, it's not much, but if it can help find some people to help find Grimmery and Goob, then it's worth it.
I'll put the gold in my pouch, and then I'm going to, one hand on the holy symbol, I'm going to take both of her hands in mine and just like press a kiss to them and just say, bless you. Thank you so much. We're going to do everything we can to bring them home.
Please do. They help a lot of people.
I'm sorry, I'm making that face because I just caught the wording on that, and that is fucked up. We're gonna bring them home.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just like, God, that's fucking huge, brain. It's not even a lie, and I hate it. Anyway.
At this point in time, the barrels are in. She says,
Gregor.
I'll look over.
I do have some money for you as well.
I'll get off the caravan and walk over, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Here. And she kind of like meanders back inside for a moment, and she comes back out and gives you a small little wooden chest. Thank you. You already know you've helped me before. What you've done here, Gregor, is wonderful. The amount of people we're gonna save. And like tears start rolling down her face, and she clasps on your hands and says, "Thank you." As she bows and says, "Please bring them back. They were the last chance we really had to help people in the city."
Of course, we'll do what we can.
She gives a
Come on,
nod.
Gregor, let's go.
Goes back in. The door.
I'm
You hear the
gonna
door.
try and like force a tear. I'm gonna try and force a tear.
Roll me a performance.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Also, just saying, my guilty conscience is eating me alive, but let it be known, though, okay? If we went with the true ass ending, they wouldn't even have the healing supplies. So at least they got the supplies, because they were going to be corpses anyway, because of the shadow spawn. So, viewer, listener, don't cast judgment upon us who are about to do a horrible thing in the name of vampirism. This is an evil campaign. EVIL. That stands for Evil Villains in Liability.
I'm not a lawyer.
Not a lawyer, but that's pretty good stuff. Back to you.
So Maeve roll. I rolled a 9, but I'm gonna use one of my little inspiration point things and
Okay.
try that again.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna. Can I do another one?
Nope.
All right. Well, it's a 9 then.
Is a 9 forcing a tear? Do you force a fart instead?
You kinda you like. It's really bad acting. You're like. But nothing comes out. It's just. But
I'm not
given-
gonna like
you've
say
given
it.
the
I'm just
face.
gonna turn.
she holds her hand up. Oh, Gregor, I'm so sorry. As she moves back inside, you hear the door close, Astrofel, and you hear the locks moving up.
I will. I'm gonna continue this limp situation that I've got going on. Get back over to the cart.
Maeve wants to look into the chest.
Yeah, right. What's in this?
Like, as we're going back to the car, I'm just like,
Bonbons.
what is this?
You have inside of there 83 gold pieces.
Seems like quite an odd number. Maybe I should go knock on her door.
Where's the rest of it?
Dum dum dum.
Missing
I will do
2
that.
gold pieces, lady.
Where's the money, Lebowski? I think it's back down in there. Let me look.
But like the 3 gold was actually a tip, so if they gave us more than we're supposed to get.
I've given you everything I have.
I kind of look over your shoulder, like do a quick maths, and then just take 3 gold out. That's my
Astrofel
tip.
has 15 gold. The two of you.
I'm currently quite flush with cash.
The two of you make your way back to the carriage, and the other 3, you've just seen this whole transaction take place. You would have to turn the carriage around to head to the inn you were told about, and that would also be the way where Haster, Morgrid, and Reyes are as well.
I mean, you can turn around, right? That is the thing.
So just keep going.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go around the block. That's just awkward.
Have you ever tried to parallel park a 2-horse?
Is anybody like looking?
I mean, I'll
taking a
I'll
glance.
look, I guess.
Taking a glance around.
Is Hasta just gonna pick it up and turn it around?
If nobody's looking, yeah.
Taking a glance around, you don't see anybody outside.
Okay, then yeah, Hoster's gonna because I'm sure it's like a little awkward to get the cart and whatnot. He's gonna quickly like unhitch the horses, and then just get them lead them back to the front and put them.
In the distance, you hear.
Also, Hoster's a tiefling now.
No.
Flexes in tiefling.
So strong.
Hoster knows.
What a man. Yes, the horses and the carriage have been turned around as the group has reunited. Now all 5 together.
Why you get box?
Money for payment, dollars. I mean, gold.
What is plan?
There's an inn. If we go in and do our thing, we can get people to come and help. We'll probably have to promise them a little cash, but we'll get that back, so...
Hoster was given some spending money from Mother Kadira. Hoster can have the money if we need spend.
I mean, we'll be getting it back off them before they go anyway, so...
Hoster's eyes drift apart.
We were just at.
We were just at an inn. Is that gonna be the one where the drunk man's gonna come back down with the harp?
Them pointed that way. Drunk man that way.
Okay. Otherwise, we're going 2 different.
But drunk man with harp gathering people with music. So is plan.
Ooh. If there's gonna be a gathering, maybe we can swing by the inn and wait for the gathering. You know, swing by the inn and gather some people, and then swing by the gathering to gather more people.
That's not the worst idea.
And then maybe we'll have like extra bodies for the ride home. You know, maybe there's like too many to fit in the caravan, and we gotta get rid of some along the way.
Which
we
is
need
totally...
at least 7.
It's... If we take someone in the caravan and then accidentally get rid of one on the way, the rest of the living ones are going to be quite suspicious of that.
Well, okay. Well, we'll maybe just wait until we get closer to home.
We get all back first, then feed.
Yeah.
It will
Maeve's
be
gonna
worth
like
wait.
Maeve's gonna take that vial out and like shake a little bit onto her finger and just like throw it on her teeth, you know, like.
Jesus.
In the next scene, Maeve's got a spoon and a lighter.
Like, all right, we can do that.
You can quit any time. Don't worry about it.
Right.
So shall we make our way to one inn, tell people there that there's an event happening at the other end, come with us. We take them to that inn. We take over the harpist performance and make a big speech about how we need your help to find your townsmen and, you know.
I feel like that loses a little of the urgency.
I think we need to like go to the inn and be like, we need as many able-bodied volunteers to come help save the saviors of your town. Let's go, huzzah! You know.
We can
and
see
then, like,
how many we. Yeah, we can see how many we get there, and then if we need more, we can swing by for harpist performance.
What if we could convince someone else with another transportation vehicle to follow us? You know, the more people searching, the better.
I mean,
could we lead everyone back?
Well, I mean, that could work, because Hoster could drive one caravan, and then I could drive the other, since he so graciously taught me the value of having animal friends and not tasting them, you know, but...
Hoster, glad you learn. Hoster, detect no sarcasm in this.
As Maeve is actively drooling.
I am not sure how long this may take in town, and I'm not sure if finding another caravan and bring it, unless we, commandeer it ourselves and bring it back, it might be a tall order to bring another out. But if we have the means to, and we can take that, more the merrier. I could maybe, if it doesn't take longer than no watch on his wrist, an hour, we could convince a lovely member of the guard here, probably, to assist in gathering folks and maybe show that urgency. I could charm. He takes out his staff from out of nowhere, taps it on the ground a little bit, puts it back of his cloak, and it's just gone. Ew.
Do you keep that thing? No, you know what? It's better if I imagine it.
No, good question, though. Where did I keep that? He reaches back in. That's magic, baby.
Who is this baby?
It's a magic baby. I don't know. The staff, it has a mind of its own. It's
like what we saw outside. Giant magic baby.
I don't want to think of that thing again, but yes.
Are you the type of wizard who names his staff?
He puts his ear up next to it. The staff says no. No. I don't name Timothy Chalamet. The staff.
Do
The
wizards
staff named
often name staff?
Oh, I didn't. The staff named it. So.
In my experience, most men name their staff.
Are you speaking of the penis?
We am never gonna get monetized. As Hoster's walking towards that fucking inn.
Where'd all the coins go?
As you make your way towards this inn, it's a larger building, still on that similar principle of a very log with a thatch roof. This one, however, has 2 double doors. The windows are still grimy on the outside, but there seems to be quite a bit more movement on the inside. Who is opening the door first?
At this rate, probably has to.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hoster did the little kick thing, so I think Hoster's going to, yeah.
Hoster, as you open the doors, they kind of fling open. Inside, there's roughly about 30 people inside, most of which have drinks in hand, not a lot of food. Take a look, and as you look over by the bar area, there stands a tiefling fellow, very much like lilac colored skin, with horns that come down almost like ram's horns, and then 2 sets that come back this way. He looks back in your direction and says, "Well, hello there."
Hello.
Coming in for a drink?
Yes. As Hoster walks in very awkwardly.
Uh-huh. One of these nights. Oh. As you sit down, he says, what can I grab you?
That. And Hoster just points at a bottle.
He looks back, he says, very well. Grabs the bottle and starts pouring it in, slides the glass over to you. Places the
Hoster's like seen someone do it once, and so Hoster just goes, leave bottle.
Very well, all right. As he slides the bottle back on the table, he says, are you putting this on the tab or starting a tab?
Yes.
Very well. It is 1 gold piece to start the tab.
Hoster slaps down. Wait, Hoster goes, pauses. I'm gonna roll intelligence for this. That's a 3. Hoster puts down 4 gold pieces.
Can I help with like a minor flashback before you solidify that 3? Flashing back to talking about the Gorax and like it's 1 tree, 2 trees, 3 trees that'll take the blood.
Just that brief memory.
We do know canonically that Hasta can count to 5.
That's true.
That's true, and that's a 10. With a 10, you know what? Hoster sits there about to lay down 3 gold pieces and goes. Hoster puts down 1 intentionally, and then puts down an initial 1, but slides it in the direction of the barkeep, and then 1, you know, like doing the whole like this one for you, this for Tab.
Wonderful. All right, thank you. You've just got yourself the whole bottle to start with as he slides the 3 coins his way. The rest of you are now slowly making your way in. This tiefling looks back up at the lot of you coming in. Hello there. Also coming in for drinks, or we're just gonna stand awkwardly at the door?
Hoster's the hot one!
Yeah.
The way y'all got talked to! Holy shit!
Yeah, he is.
I was going to ask, has anyone really noticed Morgred, or is she being very discreet right now?
Are you being very discreet right now?
Yeah, that's my general nature. So yeah, I am.
Yeah. So you're kind of like blended in. It's not very easy because the 3 people you're with are very much shorter than you. So you stand about a head taller than everybody else as you're just like kind of like slink in behind the rest of them. Just not to be noticed. The other 3 of you are just there.
Can I give advantage because Hoster is just doing the
Yeah.
the beach is that way.
That way.
There is Hoster. You know what? You don't have a high passive perception, but let me tell you, there's a slight smirk on the bartender's face.
Can I roll performance but substitute my strength?
Don't see why not. Let's do it.
Cool. I think. Or wait, I don't have. So it'll just be a strength check.
That almost sounds.
Oh, that's a 21.
The smirk goes from one side of the face to now both.
Just gotta grab everyone in the room. Be like,
Nah, man, their elk looks jacked.
I'm just gonna quickly roll a wisdom save. I'm struggling right now.
hot stir.
We good. We good.
Was that enough to give Morgred advantage?
Morgred does now have advantage, and you, Morgred, you are more on the stealthy side naturally, so yeah.
The opportunist that I am, I'd like to, as Hoster is sliding gold to the bartender, I want to somehow be like taking that gold back and just putting it all in my own pocket, as well as all of the other people in there.
Start pickpocketing people while the gun shows out. Amazing! I love Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm a fucking rogue. I have to. I can't help it.
I'm a
sticky fingers. I have sticky fingers. I just want money.
Hoster sticky fingers too.
Absolutely, we'll allow this. But I need some descriptions on how you're doing this. How are you going about to get this money back from? So the way the room is set up currently, Hoster is on one side of the bar. Bartender is obviously on the other side, and there's about 30 other people sitting at tables, a couple standing over in the corner. But that is the current layout of this tavern inn.
Oh gosh, okay. I am sitting at the bar. No one is noticing me. I'm very, very discreet. And I'm just kind of sitting here like this, just looking really depressed. And when no one's looking, I'm just like sliding a hand over across the bar and going really fast back into my pocket.
Roll me a sleight of hand.
You've gone full cat. That's what's happened to it.
I see a glass and I
Take it.
Just
And I'm not rolling at advantage, I'm assuming.
Hoster's flexing. I'll flex again.
This would be at advantage.
Is this just an excuse for Jakey to flex?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
That boy's been working out.
Keep going, Jakey. Flex.
I'll do it.
Distract everyone and make a scene of yourself.
Even the
Oh, I will.
DM, distract.
Make a spectacle. All right. The higher one is a 12 plus 4, 16. Sleight of hand.
16. All right. Yeah, you managed to get 2 of the 3 coins back. As soon as you do this, the bartender looks over your way, notices that you've got this like kind of sad look on your face, stops for a second, reaches behind, grabs another bottle, flips it open, and pours in some liquid and slides it your way. He looks to the other 3 of you. Says, well, what are we doing? This one's sad, this one's flexing.
Sorry, I was rather distracted by that show.
As was
Kind of
I.
limps, continues limping in. We were actually hoping for some assistance, just in general. We were out on the road and some of our friends got taken by the shadows. We're hoping to put together a search party. I mean, I'm not from around here, as you may have guessed, but I believe you may be familiar with my friend here, and I point to Maeve.
Yeah, I'm familiar with you, Gregor. I've seen you before. As he goes to grab another glass, and he fills it and slides it over towards on the bar towards Gregor, and then pours one more, and comes over to you, Morgred, and says, "That makes sense why you're all depresso espresso over here." And he goes to do a cheers with his glass.
Gregor's gonna cheers, but then like just down the whole thing, even though that is not gonna work out well for me.
Then he's kind of looking at you, Morgred, before he actually drinks the drink he had poured himself. Says it sucks losing people out there. Happens a lot though. He kind of gives you a slap on the shoulder and says, "You'll get used to it." All right, the other 2
Gregor-
of you.
Gonna slam the glass down and be like, "No! We're gonna find them!"
Well, by all means. As he like gestures his hand to the rest of them, he says, "Hey, y'all lot, listen up now. These people got something to say." As the room kind of quiets down and they all focus over in your direction.
Gonna kind of like awkwardly kind of perch myself on a higher stool, just like, oh, it's like I know some of you are probably familiar with this man. He saved my life out there, but
That piece of shit! Fuck you, Gregor!
As one guy in the back of the bar
But
yells out.
but I need your help.
But his companions, they were taken, and they were alive last we saw them. And I kind of like put my hand on the holy symbol and I go, I have faith that we can find them again. We just need some help.
I'm gonna step up and be like, I'm gonna also like step up and be like, I know you guys might not like me too much, that's fine, but this isn't about me or how much you like me. It's about my companions who have done nothing but help this city. You know, we still brought back what we were supposed to bring back, but we can't just leave them out there.
With that, Astrophel, go ahead and roll a deception at advantage. And then Maeve, with that as well, I'm also going to have Astrophel, you roll a performance at advantage as well.
Okay, so my deception was a 23.
Okay.
And my performance is a 25.
Oh yeah.
The room seems rather quiet after this speech, but the one guy who yelled out earlier, he walks up and he says, "Gregor, you're a piece of shit. But you know what? Them other two, they were good people, and I'm willing to help them." As
Thank you.
one more and one more and one more, and eventually you have about 11 people that are willing to help. Some of these people are brandishing weapons, others have grabbed like their torches and things like that, and they are ready to help.
How many people can we fit in this caravan?
Including the 5 of you, probably about 4 more.
Well, the 5 of us can walk and, be on the outside. Like, one of us will drive, and then the other 4 can be around,
Yeah,
I'll be on the roof.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to go on the roof.
Hoster's just gonna turn to the innkeeper. Is there caravan space for rent?
I mean,
We have many.
there ain't a lot you're gonna find around here, but if you head over to the eastern side of the city, you can find yourself a stable. I'm sure they got some caravans.
We'll do this. How much you owe for tab?
Nah, you're all good. As his hand gingerly moves across the top of yours.
Hoster, you know what? Hoster, seeing Osterfell do it many times, it does pushes the hair over the ear. We'll be back. And then Hoster rises, and with that sway of those voluptuous butt cheeks, walks. And Hoster's gonna go to the stables.
Astrofel's just wiping a tear away, I'm so proud of my boy.
The lot of you,
But also strangely aroused.
the lot of you have the 11 people with you, 9 of which can fit inside this caravan. And seeing that the 5 of you are going to be walking, 8 make their way in, expectantly waiting for someone to drive said caravan.
Let's say, for sake of expediency, how much would a cart cost? For just Hoster's just gonna go have money with him.
Realistically, just 20 gold for enough to carry the rest. So that would include a 2-horse carriage.
Okay, yeah. Hoster's gonna lay that down. It's for a good cause. Lost people, we will find them.
Yeah, you bring back my horses. I love them horses. They're good horses. Look at them. Look at that one right there.
As he points to the one, it's got a wonky eye, and it's just meh.
Hoster looks and feels a great deal of kinship with this horse. What is name of horse?
That one there's Buttercup, and the other one there, well, that's a secret name. I don't know if you're ready for it.
Am ready.
It's a Moopy.
Moopy. Buttercup.
Moopy and
Yes.
They're my prized horses. Take care of them now. Bring them back. They better be alive.
I will take great care of them.
Surcharge on there. I tell you what. I charge you 40 gold if you don't bring them back. I'll find you. I always find you.
Now that you say that, take note of this man.
This man in particular is on the older side. He's kind of got a hunchback. He's human male. He's got this. He too, much like Buttercup, has one wonky eye. As he's got this little corncob pipe that sticks out the side, and oddly enough, on the other side, he's got a piece of hay that sticks out the other side. So he's just got he's doubling it up on both sides.
Hoster's gonna take the bottle of whatever was purchased. You enjoy your night. And then he's gonna hop on the cart and then make his way. Does he do the cork thing like that?
Yeah. And he comes back. There's 2 more horses in the stable. He's like, "We're gonna party tonight!" Woo woo! As he heads back
So
and
concerned for those horses now.
sits back in one of the empty stables.
Hoster arrives at the 2 horses.
The group itself, when you come back, there are 8 people that are currently in the caravan, but now realizing that there's another mode of transportation, 5 of them move over to this new carriage. It's a lot more evenly split, and everyone can fit on each carriage comfortably.
Cool. So I am assuming Haster and Maeve are driving. Beautiful.
And then I was gonna say probably Astrafel, Morgrid, and Ray should probably split themselves among caravans just in case. Because if we're all front loading, as strong as Hoster is, if all 8 of them run,
Yeah.
I'll go on the caravan that Maeve drives. I'll be on the roof as the watch eyes. Very.
There's oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I'll be on the other one because I feel like I have some muscle and some speed, so if I needed to, I could use it to wrangle.
Hoster flexes at Morgrid. Does a we got this.
I'm gonna be on the caravan with the hot people.
Oh, so you're on mine.
Nice.
Sure. Uh-huh. Sure.
The Astrafel is on this caravan.
The 5 of you with the 11 people start making your way towards the other inn where the drunk with the harp. You come around the corner and you just see this one guy sitting out there with a harp. It's not going very well. It's like twing, tong, 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 tong. And he's like, back in my day, I had a horse. It was a good old horse. Twang, 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 twang. And it's just one guy, and he stops and he looks up. He's like, Timothy! Beatrice! You got horses?
We're going to save, recover some folk. Stay
He
here.
stands up, he kicks the harp down, he's like, hey, you're saving people, I'm coming too.
I have a harsh form of reality for you. You are very drunk, and I don't want you to get hurt. Please stay.
Oh, man.
I don't know, we could do with some levity on the way.
I
think we could use him. Yeah.
Oh, all right, bring him on. The back door might open up on who has more space. I think they have more space on that side.
All right.
Hoster leans in as he's walking up. You may play while we're in town,
I ain't bringing
but if
that
you play
fucking
while
thing.
we are outside, good. Because
That thing's
we
heavy.
stay quiet outside.
Can I, whilst he's talking to Hasta, can I quickly dip and pick up the harp and stash it underneath the seat that Hasta's on?
Yeah, it's a little bit on the heavier side, but yeah, go ahead and roll a strength.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Let's see how much it drags against the cobble.
Yeah.
If nobody's looking, could I potentially help with this? Just seeing that it's,
There would definitely be people enough to see. 13 is
Okay.
not bad. You're just, it's like, you pick it up and you're like, oh God, this is a little bit heftier. And you start dragging and you just hear.
It's so much, a viol would be so much easier, but here we are, it's...
And he finally like lunk it up as this drunk. He's like, hey, you didn't have to bring it. I got my mini harp. As he pulls it out. Ding, 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 ding.
inside the city.
You won't need that. And I just grab it from his hands and kind of like.
All right, Beatrice, you know best.
Yes, I do.
Let's go!
I just kind of reach up, pat him on the cheek, and then shove his head back into the. Get in there.
The lot of you make your way to the gates. The guards give a nod to your two caravans as you begin making your way. As you continue further down this road, everyone's keeping an eye out, so go ahead and roll perceptions.
Since others are looking about, is there any chance I could like hold off and give myself like either advantage or something on animal handling just to like ensure that the horses, like if there is something, like Coster's ready to act?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That is either that's not ideal. Ugh. I'm gonna use an inspo on that. 'Cause those aren't great, even with my bonus. That's better.
The dog at the gate is also was giving out a little woof. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
13.
13? Okay.
Yeah.
17 on perception.
14.
14, 16,
22.
22. Perfect.
This dog, is it still standing by a guard? Could I convince the guard to let me take the dog?
You could try.
I want to do that. No?
This is just a Jakey thing of Jakey doesn't want this to happen. If I can say full disclosure, as much as I hate a narc, I don't want an old yeller.
Maine is gonna try and convince the guard, like, hey man, if I give you a gold, can I borrow your dog? I'll bring it back.
Sorry, ain't my dog.
Whose is it? I mean,
Points his head back in towards the city.
I'll bring him back. So like, what if I just give you a gold and you just like don't know what happened to him?
Maeve, roll a perception.
Nat 20, so 26.
26. As you're saying this, you see this dog backing up slowly away from you, and you see a snarl forming on its face as it's looking at you. It starts to growl. The guard's like, quit it now.
What's wrong with your dog? You know what? Actually, that dog doesn't seem like very well mannered. I'll just be on my way. I need a better trained dog. I thought he was a guard dog. He ain't shit. Let's go. What's
A
y'all?
lot of people. It's fine.
Yes. We mustn't tarry. Let's go.
As you continue moving down this road, it gets to the point right before the bridge, right around the area where the people had gone missing. Other people are keeping their eyes open. Occasionally you'll see like shadows moving around the trees, but nothing's actively coming up to the carriage itself. None of the people you are carrying with you are actively outside of the caravans, unlike y'all who, are either on the roof out front, hanging out the back, things like that. So none of the living are technically outside the caravan.
I was gonna say, because if anything's sniffing and whatnot and like looking for a snack and stuff, the only things outside are undead, right? So that's probably masking a great deal. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think straight up just we just keep heading to the bastion.
Yeah, we need to.
Should we tell the people, we're like, hey, like just stay in the caravan until we get to where, our friends were last seen.
Mm-hmm. Say we're going to where we saw them get dragged off. Kind of thing.
We have to go the long way because, these creatures, they're out and about. It's not going to be a straightforward path.
Yes, there's something prowling, and I'd rather we all get there in one piece.
You all know how it is.
All right, since there are two separate caravans and everyone is aiding in this deception, it seems like Astrophel, I'm going to get you to roll a deception at advantage, and Rias, since you two are the ones doing the chit-chatting, deception at advantage.
That's a 19.
That is also a 19. Rolled an 18 plus 1.
Out of all the people that are there with you, only one person on Rias, on your caravan, says, "How long we gonna be going for? This seems like quite the while."
How long did it take us to get from that initial spot to the actual city?
From that spot to the city, realistically, probably would have taken like about 2 hours. At this point, you've already passed that. You're over the bridge. You're probably looking at maybe close to 3-4 hours that you've been on the road.
And how much longer will we have by carriage back to the bastion?
Realistically, probably another 4 to 5 hours.
Okay. I am going to kind of hop down and start to lecture the cart about how some of the creatures out here are not of this plane, bringing up information like the Grabbelgeist and all these different creatures that we have to be steering clear of at any sign. They are going to be the worst terror that they will ever experience and the last terror that they would experience. And so I'm going to essentially just relay all the information about the creatures I've seen. Be like, we have to do this, avoid all of this. And
The guy that was questioning you, he's like, Jesus Christ, all right, fine, all right.
Who's that?
I understand your concern.
We're on a different cart. We don't get to hear about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ yet.
And that's how we
You're right, you're right.
No.
Pastor, you're so smart. Why didn't you tell me some more things?
It's at this point in time, another like 4 or 5 hours has passed and you're reaching the entrance. Like you've made it into the Sanguine Oaks at this point. You are back towards the gates of the Bloodright Bastion. It's at this point you see these vampiric guards start making their way down from the staircases from the bastion, moving towards your carts. However, they don't seem to be coming at you with any obvious maliciousness. It's just procedure.
Yeah, I think the second Hoster sees them, because nobody's looking outside the carts, right? They're all inside.
Yep.
Hoster's arm extends and basically makes like a sign in ink that just says like delivery on behalf of Mother Kadira, and just like put like 2 carts and how many people are in each one.
They give you a nod. Who else is on the outside of the carts? I assume everybody is, correct?
Yeah, I'm hanging off the back of one.
I'm on the top.
And Rias and Astrophel are on 2 separate ones, correct? Both of you in your head, through telepathy, hear, "Leave the carts here, go inside."
Do I recognize the voice?
Actually, yes. It's a very similar voice to what you were originally turned. It's a very familiar kind of grandiose voice in your head.
I will motion to Morgrid to follow, and I know Hasta knows what they're doing, but I will step down from the roof.
Hoster.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Hoster doing this before. The 2 carts, when they pull up side by side, Hoster sinks down and the inky tendrils latches and basically wraps around them so that the doors are fully sealed, held by Hoster.
Nice.
The 5 of you begin to hear thuds on the door. You hear, "Hey, what's going on out there? Hey! Well, what the hell? Hey! What the fuck?" As the doors start like getting banged on and things, but Haster, you've got the door. More of these vampiric guards start moving, surrounding. One of them looks over to you. Haster says, We've got it from here, thank you.
Hoster emerges as the muscular tiefling, and then inside from like the crease, like while they're looking, just slowly a little hand slides the ducky raincoat through and just like back under, puts it over on the tiefling, and then suddenly he goes back to normal. Oh, Hoster feels better and walks by them.
You all start making your way up the staircase and back inside the Bloodright Bastion. You've done what's been told, and
then some.
You realize you should probably report back to Mother Kadira.
We got more than 7. We got
We got more than
1,
7.
2. I'm gonna roll an intelligence check.
Can I help the guards bring them in?
That's a -1.
The guards look at you, Maeve, and says, "Actually, Mother Kadira wanted to see you."
Let's not keep her waiting.
Mom, I lost count. We got more than 7.
As you've made your way inside, in through the hallways, into the original place, Mother Kadira stands there. As you turn around and say this to her, she turns back to look at you, Hester, and says, "Ethan."
Hoster immediately, his form goes almost less of that moving like tar-like form and goes completely smoothed over and just stands upright.
Ethan, bring Maeve down. Do you know where? There are consequences, Maeve.
A head slowly turns.
Also gonna like slowly turn to like look at Hester. Down where?
Just follow. Make this easier.
But I didn't kill anything. I didn't kill anybody.
You hear a snap of the finger as she turns back around to her desk.
Hand just extends out.
Where are we going?
Hoster doesn't answer.
Maeve is gonna like take a step backwards towards the door.
Ethan, just get over with it, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to for the first time, I'd like to rage.
Absolutely.
That's not great. That is a 21 on athletics. Hoster, this form looks more humanoid-esque, and just leaps forward just to attempt to grab Maeve.
Maeve, can you make a contested grapple?
Can I do acrobatics or athletics like last time?
Yep.
Yes.
Ooh, that's an 11.
Hester, can you describe how you grapple?
I think as Maeve is backing up, Hoster lunges forward, and where like Maeve would take a step back and like look, Hoster's gone, and through the floor tiles again, rising and essentially almost like a suit of armor, grabbing like Maeve by the shoulders, just lifts them up, and this form makes Maeve into a backpack attached to whatever this is, and just starts taking Maeve where we gotta.
Maeve is gonna try and be fighting that.
As you exit out of the door, Mother Kadira looks to the other three of you.
Well done. Wonderful. This has been great. Thank you so much for bringing them back. Now, we have things to discuss.
And that is where we're going to leave off in this session today. So, it will be
the 9th when we return will be the next game. I would like to give a huge shout out to not only Ribinator for shouting out the channel. Hello, everybody that came over from there. I'd also love to shout out Soup, who gave us some lovely art as well. Make sure you come over to our Discord, check it out. We have tons of fan art in there for both streams, so make sure you come check it out. And until then, make sure to also check out the Patreon. I will be posting up the battle map you saw today, 2 different versions. So if you want to get a hold of that, boom, that's where it is. And until next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Where are you?
Don't forget to check out startplaying.games/GM/dicey encounters.
Very good. Well done. Well done.
Where are you taking her?